Wow, the scenery here is absolutely breathtaking. I'm so glad I came to Kyoto.
Yes, Arashiyama is definitely one of the top spots to visit in Kyoto, especially during autumn when the leaves change colors.
I've heard that. Speaking of leaves, the bamboo forest is just as stunning. Do you know how long it's been here?
Actually, the bamboo forest has been here for over 1,000 years. It's considered one of the most important cultural sites in Kyoto.
That's incredible. I'll have to make sure I get some great shots of it. What other historic landmarks do you recommend?
You can't miss Tenryuji Temple, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It was built in the 14th century and has some of the most beautiful gardens in Japan.
Perfect, I love capturing gardens. And what about the local cuisine? Where should I try some traditional dishes?
You have to try some tofu dishes. Kyoto is famous for its tofu and there are some great restaurants around here that specialize in it.
Sounds tasty. Do you have any personal favorites?
I love Yudofu Sagano. It's a restaurant where you can enjoy tofu hot pot in a peaceful atmosphere.
I'll put it on my list. Thank you so much for all the great recommendations.
Of course. It's my pleasure to show visitors the beauty and history of Kyoto. Have a good time taking photos and exploring.
Hi there. Welcome to our store. How can I assist you, sir?
Hi, actually, I'm a bit lost in this small town. I thought I'd stop by and check out what you have on offer.
That's great. We've got some delicious local specialties like kombu seaweed, Hokkaido milk candies, and fresh seafood caught this morning.
Sounds interesting. I'm curious about the milk candies. What makes them special?
Well, Hokkaido is known for its dairy products, and these candies are made with fresh milk. They're creamy and sweet, and melt in your mouth.
I'll take a bag of those. What do you recommend for someone who loves seafood?
Our seafood is fresh from the ocean, so everything is really delicious. But if you're a fan of salmon, you have to try our salt-grilled salmon. It's one of the best items on our menu.
Okay, you convinced me. I'll take that too. By the way, how long have you been running the store?
My family has owned this store for 3 generations. We take pride in providing the best products to all customers who step inside.
Wow, that's impressive. No wonder you have so many loyal customers.
Thank you. We work hard to maintain our quality and customer service.
I can tell. I'm really enjoying this conversation with you. Do you have any tips for a tourist like me to make the most of my time in Hokkaido?
Yes, you should check out Niseko, a popular ski resort known for its powder snow. And don't forget to try Hokkaido's famous soup curry. It's the perfect way to warm up on a cold day.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you for the recommendations and the great conversation. I'll definitely come back to your store before I leave this town.
You're welcome. We'll be happy to see you anytime during your stay here. Have a great day. Hi there. Are you checking in for the flight to Melbourne today?
Yes, that's right. I'm excited for my trip.
Great. Have you got your passport and your boarding pass ready?
Yes, I have them right here.
Perfect. Let me just weigh your luggage. Oh, it looks like your suitcase is overweight by a couple of kilos.
Oh no. What should I do?
Don't worry, you can either pay an excess baggage fee or you can try to redistribute some of the items to a carry-on bag.
I think I'll take the latter option. Can I do that here?
Sure, you can step to the side to take care of that while I process your check-in.
All right, I'll quickly do that. Thanks for the suggestion.
No problem at all. So, are you traveling alone today?
Yes, it's just me.
Is this your first time in Melbourne?
No, I've been there before, but it's been a while so I'm looking forward to experiencing it again.
That sounds nice. The weather is going to be fantastic over there.
Really? That's great news.
Yes, it's going to be sunny and warm. Have you planned any sightseeing or activities?
Yes, I've got a few things in mind. I want to visit the Great Ocean Road and check out the cafes and restaurants in the city.
You have a good list there. All right, let me print out your luggage tags and finalize your check-in. You are all set to go.
Thanks so much for your help. What gate should I head to?
Your flight is departing from gate C34. It's a short walk from here. And boarding will start in about 30 minutes.
Excellent, I'll go ahead and make my way there. Thanks again.
No worries, have a safe and pleasant journey. Hi there. I'm a photographer and I'm excited to take pictures of the beautiful Arashiyama scenery.
Welcome to Kyoto. Arashiyama is a great location for photographers and there's so much history and culture to explore as well.
Yes, I heard there are a lot of temples and shrines around here. Can you tell me more about them?
Sure thing. One of the most famous temples here is Tenryuji, which was founded in the 14th century. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and has a beautiful garden too.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait to see it.
You should also check out the famous bamboo groves here. They're a popular spot for photos and have a unique atmosphere.
Wow, it sounds like there's so much to see and do here. Are there any other places you recommend?
Definitely visit the Togetsukyo Bridge over the Katsura River. It offers a great view of the area and its surroundings.
Thank you for your recommendations. Now, let's start taking pictures.
Of course. If you need any help or have any questions, feel free to ask me.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Do you know any interesting facts about Arashiyama's history?
Well, did you know that the bridge I mentioned earlier has been around since the 9th century? It's gone through a lot of changes since then, but it's still standing strong.
No way, that's really impressive.
Also, the name Arashiyama means storm mountain in Japanese, but don't worry, it's not that stormy here.
Haha, good to know. It's such a peaceful and calming environment here.
Absolutely. It's one of my favorite places in Kyoto.
Same here. I'm glad I came to take photos here. Thanks for your guidance.
Anytime. I hope you enjoy your time here and take some beautiful pictures.
Good morning, B. Are you ready to talk about boosting our website's search engine ranking?
Good morning, A. I'm excited to discuss some new strategies.
Great. Have you tried optimizing our website's meta descriptions and title tags with relevant keywords?
Yes, we have, but we can definitely delve deeper into keyword research to find more effective keywords.
Absolutely, and we should also focus on improving our website's load speed since that's a big factor in search engine rankings.
Definitely, and we can also try to get more high-quality external links pointing to our website to increase domain authority.
That's a great idea. We can also look into creating more engaging and valuable content for our target audience to attract more organic traffic.
Yes, let's do that and also make sure to incorporate social media into our strategy to increase our website's visibility.
Excellent point. Another thing we can do is run targeted ads to boost our website's visibility and drive more traffic.
Sounds like a plan, hey. Let's start implementing these strategies and watch our website's ranking soar.
I can't wait to see the results. Thanks for this productive discussion, B.
Anytime, hey. Let's continue working together to improve our website's online presence.
Hey B, have you seen the new software we're testing?
Oh hey, yeah, I took a look at it yesterday. Seems pretty good so far, but we need to make sure it's totally reliable before we send it out.
Absolutely, I've been running tests on it all week. Can't have any bugs or glitches.
Yeah, it's crucial that we don't have any issues, especially with this update being so important.
For sure, we need to make sure all of the features are functioning properly.
And we have to consider all possible uses, not just the ones that we can think of.
Good point. That's why I've been trying to think of all the different scenarios the software could be used in.
It's also important that we document everything we've done so that we can refer back to it if any issues come up later.
Definitely, I've been taking notes on all the tests I've run and the results I've gotten.
Another thing to keep in mind is that we need to test the software on different devices and operating systems to make sure it's compatible with everything.
Right, I've been running tests on both iOS and Android devices, as well as Windows and Mac operating systems.
Perfect, and once we're confident in the software's reliability, we'll need to involve other departments in testing to get their feedback.
Absolutely, the marketing and sales teams will want to see it in action.
And we should get customer feedback as well to make sure the software meets their needs.
Great idea, we can even create a survey to get specific feedback from our clients.
It's all about making sure the software is as reliable and flawless as possible before it hits the market.
Agreed, we don't want any embarrassing mistakes to happen. Good thing we're on top of it. Hi there, I'm really excited for my first diving experience in the Great Barrier Reef.
That's great to hear. Before we start, have you gone over the basic guidelines for diving?
Yes, I have. I know I should never hold my breath and always breathe normally through the regulator.
That's correct. Also, remember to equalize your ears frequently to avoid any discomfort.
Got it. Do you think we'll see any sharks or dolphins during this dive?
Well, it's possible, but not guaranteed. The Great Barrier Reef is home to many species of marine life, so keep your eyes peeled.
I'm so excited. Do you think we'll spot Nemo and Dory?
Haha, Nemo and Dory are fictional characters in Finding Nemo. However, we might see clownfish and blue tangs, which are similar to the characters in the movie.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love those fish. How deep will we be descending today?
We'll be diving to a maximum depth of 12 meters on this dive. I'll make sure to keep a close eye on you and maintain a safe distance.
Thanks, that's reassuring. Will the water temperature be cold?
No, the water temperature is usually warm around this time of year, averaging around 26 degrees Celsius.
That sounds perfect. I can't wait to jump in the water and start exploring.
Before we dive in, let's do a quick equipment check and safety briefing. Safety always comes first.
Of course, I understand. I'm ready to go.
All right then, let's gear up and take the plunge. Remember to maintain proper buoyancy control and enjoy the stunning underwater scenery.
Thank you so much for your guidance and encouragement. I'll make sure to follow your instructions.
No problem at all. Let's have fun and make some unforgettable memories in one of the world's most beautiful natural wonders.
Hey B, how's it going?
Not too bad, just trying to figure out how we can design a fast and reliable front end for this website.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that too. What do you think about using cached data to speed up load times?
That's a great suggestion. And we could also try to streamline the CSS and JavaScript to make things run more smoothly.
Definitely. And how do you feel about using responsive design to make the site mobile-friendly?
I think that's essential these days. Everyone is using their phones to browse the internet.
I agree. And speaking of essential, we should also make sure the site is accessible to people with disabilities.
That's a great point. And we can use ARIA attributes to help with that.
Good idea. And what about using lazy loading for images and videos to speed up the site even more?
Absolutely. And we should also make sure to compress the files for faster loading times.
Definitely. And what about optimizing for search engines?
We can make sure to use semantic HTML and add meta descriptions to help with that.
Sounds good. And what about making the site visually appealing?
We can use a modern design and make sure to use high-quality images and graphics.
I like it. And how do you feel about adding some interactive elements to make the site more engaging?
That sounds like a great idea. We can use animations or scrolling effects to make things more interesting.
Agreed. And lastly, let's make sure to extensively test the site on various devices and browsers to ensure it's truly reliable.
Yes, that's crucial. We don't want any bugs or glitches popping up unexpectedly.
All right, we have our work cut out for us. But with these strategies in mind, I think we can create an awesome front end for this website.
Absolutely. Let's get to work.
Hi there, I'm a cloud engineer. Nice to meet you. What brings you here today?
Hey, great to meet you too. I'm a data scientist and I'm here to talk about how we can use cloud technology to process large amounts of data.
Ah, that sounds interesting. We've been working on some pretty cool cloud-based solutions for big data challenges. What kind of data are we talking about?
Oh, we're talking about terabytes of sensor data generated by IoT devices. It's a lot of data to wrangle, but it's also highly valuable.
Absolutely. With the right cloud infrastructure, we can process those terabytes in no time. Have you looked into any cloud platforms yet?
Well, I've heard a lot of buzz about AWS, but I'm open to whatever platform can handle our demands.
AWS is a great choice. We can use services like S3 for storage and Redshift for data warehousing. And for processing, we can set up a Hadoop cluster on EMR.
Sounds like you've got this all figured out. I'm impressed. Do you think it's possible to process all this data in real time?
Definitely. AWS has streaming analytics services like Kinesis that can handle real-time data processing. We could use Lambda functions to trigger actions based on the data we analyze.
Wow, I'm amazed by all the possibilities. I'm excited to work with you and turn these ideas into reality.
Same here. With the power of the cloud, we can process those terabytes of data with ease. Let's get started on this project ASAP. Hi there, I'm the network security engineer. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm the system administrator. So, let's talk about how to build a secure and reliable network infrastructure for our company.
Sure thing. I think we should start by assessing the current infrastructure and identifying any vulnerabilities that need to be addressed.
Absolutely. And then we can implement firewalls, encryption, and intrusion detection systems to protect against potential threats.
Agreed. And we should also ensure that all employees are trained on how to use strong passwords and avoid phishing scams.
Good point. And we could also limit access to sensitive data to only those who need it, using role-based access control.
That's a great idea. Additionally, we can conduct regular security audits and penetration testing to continuously evaluate and improve our network security.
Yes, and we should also have a disaster recovery plan in place in case of any unexpected incidents or breaches.
Definitely. And let's not forget about keeping all software and firmware up to date with security patches.
Right, timely updates are crucial for maintaining a secure network. This has been a great conversation. Thanks for your insights, A.
Likewise, B. It's always a pleasure working with someone who takes network security seriously. Hey there. I'm a software engineer here to collaborate with you on designing a new website.
Great to have you on board. I'm a web designer, and I think this project is going to be awesome.
Yeah, me too. We need to make sure we incorporate some real-time interactions to engage our visitors.
Absolutely. We could use chatbots to communicate with users in real time, and even consider setting up a forum for discussions.
That's a great idea. We could also use push notifications to alert users about new content or updates.
Yes, and incorporating social media integrations would allow users to share and interact with others seamlessly.
Speaking of social media, we should make sure our website is mobile-friendly too, to allow for easy sharing on the go.
Definitely, we need to ensure our site is fully responsive for any device. Let's also make sure our design is visually appealing and easy to navigate.
Agreed, our site needs to be user-friendly, with clear and concise navigation options. We could even consider using animations and other interactive elements to make it more engaging.
Indeed, and we should also include a feedback option for users to share their thoughts, suggestions, and concerns.
Yes, feedback is important to help us improve our website, and we should regularly update and maintain it to ensure its performance and security.
Absolutely, we must optimize our website's speed and functionality, and use best practices in coding and design.
We've got quite a roadmap ahead of us, but I'm excited to see what we can come up with.
Same here. Let's get started and create something amazing.
Hey B, it's finally time to edit my latest book.
Yes, finally. I'm excited to work with you again.
How do we start? Should we read through it together?
Definitely. Let's grab some coffee and get to it.
Sounds good to me. By the way, what's that behind your ear?
Oh, just a pencil. You never know when inspiration will strike.
Haha, true. But I'm counting on you to catch any mistakes.
No problem. I've already got my red pen ready.
I feel like I'm back in school.
Hey, school was the best. You know, aside from those pesky exams.
I don't miss those at all. So, how's the editing going so far?
It's going smoothly. Your writing is always a pleasure to read.
Thanks, I'm glad to hear that. Wait, is that a smile I see on your face?
It is. I just came across a really funny passage. Your humor always gets me.
Well, I aim to please. Editing never felt so fun.
You know it. And hey, if you ever need someone to bounce ideas off of, I'm your editor.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Let's finish this book with a bang. Hey B, have you ever heard of ISO 27001 control?
Yeah, I have, but it sounds so serious and boring.
Not at all, it can be quite interesting. It's all about information security management.
Really? Tell me more.
Well, there are plenty of controls that a company can implement to secure their information.
Okay, do tell me more about these controls.
There's one called access control that is basically a bouncer for your information systems.
Oh, like a bodyguard for my data? That's pretty cool.
Exactly. Then there's asset management, which is like keeping track of all your valuables.
Sounds like something I could use for my collection of vintage vinyls.
Haha, yeah, it could definitely help you keep tabs on them.
What about physical and environmental security?
Well, that's like making sure your office is locked up and the servers aren't sitting in a sauna.
Ah, I see. And what's business continuity management all about?
That's like making a plan B for when your primary plan goes down the drain.
Gotcha, like a backup plan.
Exactly. And there are many more controls to help protect your information from any cyber attacks.
Wow, I had no idea information security could be so interesting. Thanks for enlightening me, A.
No problem, anytime. Always happy to talk about data protection. Good morning, B. Did you find the cafe okay?
Yes, thanks. This looks like a great spot to discuss our design project.
Absolutely. So, tell me more about what you're envisioning.
Well, I want our product packaging to stand out on the shelves, but also reflect our brand's playful and lighthearted personality.
I love that idea. Have you considered using bold colors or unique shapes?
Yes, I was thinking about incorporating some fun illustrations as well.
Perfect. I actually have a colleague who is an amazing illustrator. I can put you in touch with her if you're interested.
That would be so helpful. Thank you, eh?
No problem. And what about the text on the packaging? Have you thought about any catchy slogans or taglines?
Yes, I've got a few ideas. I wanted to run them by you, actually.
Great, let's hear them.
Get ready to wow your taste buds or experience deliciousness like never before.
Nice. My personal favorite is wrap your senses in flavor. What do you think?
Ooh, I like that one too. Let's go with it.
Sounds good to me. Okay, I'll get started on some mock-ups and we can meet again to review them.
Excellent. Thanks so much for your help, eh? This has been a really productive meeting.
My pleasure, B. Always happy to collaborate on a fun and exciting design project. Hey there, have you heard of ISO 27001 security objective?
Yeah, kind of. I know it's something about security, but not much beyond that.
Well, it's an international standard for information security management. It helps organizations protect sensitive information and reduce risks.
Oh, okay. That sounds pretty important.
Definitely. It covers everything from data protection to physical security to IT governance. It's a comprehensive approach to security.
Wow, that's a lot to cover. Is it hard to implement?
It can be a bit challenging, but it's worth it in the end. You end up with a robust security framework that can help you avoid breaches and protect your reputation.
Sounds good, but is it just for big companies or can smaller businesses benefit too?
Actually, it's designed for organizations of all sizes. Small businesses can benefit from it just as much as large ones.
That's great to hear. I guess with so many cyber threats out there, it's good to have some guidance on how to keep our information safe.
Absolutely. And with ISO 27001, you can be sure you're following best practices and staying on top of the latest security measures.
Cool, thanks for explaining it to me. I'll have to look into it more.
No problem, happy to help. Hi there. How's it going with the kimchi production?
It's going well, thank you. We're just about to start the quality control process. How about you?
Same here. I need to make sure that the pH level is within the acceptable range.
Ah, that's very important for the flavor and preservation of the kimchi.
Yes, it is. By the way, did you know that kimchi is now considered a superfood because of its probiotic content?
Really? That's good news for us kimchi makers. Maybe we should advertise it that way.
That's a great idea. Who doesn't want to eat something delicious and healthy at the same time?
Exactly. So, have you tried adding any new seasonings to your kimchi recipe lately?
Not really, but I heard that some people like to mix in apple or pear slices for a hint of sweetness.
Oh, interesting. I've never tried that before. Maybe I should experiment with it in my next batch.
Definitely worth a try. Speaking of experimentation, have you ever made any unusual fusion kimchi flavors?
Actually, yes. I once made a kimchi with pineapple and jalapeno. It was surprisingly good.
Wow, that sounds really unconventional. I'm sure it was a hit with adventurous eaters.
Yes, it was. But sometimes, there's nothing like a classic Napa cabbage kimchi, right?
I agree. It's a timeless staple that can be enjoyed by everyone. Alright, let's get back to work and make some delicious kimchi together.
Sounds good to me. Let's make sure we meet those quality standards.
Wow, this bookstore is really impressive. I could spend hours browsing through all these books.
Yes, and look at all the Japanese literature they have. It's amazing how many great writers have come from this country.
Absolutely. In fact, I'm here to research for my new book, and I'm hoping to find some inspiration from Japanese authors.
That's a great idea. Which authors are you interested in?
Well, I've heard a lot about Haruki Murakami, but I'm also looking to discover some new voices.
You should check out Yoko Ogawa. Her book The Housekeeper and the Professor is a fantastic read, and it's set in Japan.
Thanks for the recommendation. I'll definitely take a look.
And have you had a chance to explore the literary scene in Tokyo?
Not yet, but I'm planning on it. There are so many cultural events happening here, I'm excited to see what's available.
You should definitely go to one of the book festivals. They're always filled with interesting discussions and readings.
That sounds like a great idea. Have you been to any of them?
Yes, last year I went to the Tokyo International Literary Festival. It was fantastic. The lineup was amazing.
I'll definitely have to look into attending. It would be great to be surrounded by so many like-minded people.
Absolutely. And you never know, you might even get some new ideas for your next book.
That would be fantastic. Thank you for all your tips and recommendations, they've been really helpful.
No problem at all. It's always great to discover new literature and explore what different cultures have to offer.
Hey there. Have you heard about ISO 27001 threat assessment?
Yeah, I have. Why do you ask?
I was just wondering if you found it as mind-boggling as I did.
Well, at first it seemed daunting, but once I got into it, I found it quite interesting.
Interesting? Really?
Yeah. It's like playing detective and trying to anticipate any possible security risks.
I never thought of it that way. I just assumed it was all about ticking boxes.
No way. It's more like a puzzle, trying to piece together all the potential threats and vulnerabilities.
Okay, I can see the appeal now. But how do you stay focused during the assessment?
Good question. I make it a game. I see how quickly I can identify each threat and then prioritize them.
That's actually a smart approach. It adds some fun to something that could be tedious.
Exactly. Plus, it's pretty satisfying when you can identify a potential threat that others might have missed.
I can see why you find it interesting now. I might have to change my opinion about threat assessments.
Hey, if you're up for a challenge, you should give it a go. Who knows, you might surprise yourself.
Hey B, have you heard about the ISO 27001 audit?
Yeah, it's a pretty important compliance standard for information security management.
I've been hearing a lot about it lately, but I still don't fully understand all the nuances of the audit.
Well, in a nutshell, it's an assessment of how effectively an organization protects its information assets.
Oh, so it's kind of like a performance review for an organization's cybersecurity measures?
Exactly. And it can help identify areas for improvement and provide a framework for implementing best practices.
Got it. So, what kind of things does the audit assess?
It looks at things like the organization's risk assessment, security policies and procedures, access control measures, incident response planning, and more.
Wow, it sounds pretty thorough. Have you ever been involved in an ISO 27001 audit before?
Yes, I have. It's definitely an involved process, but it's worth it to ensure the safety of your organization's valuable information.
Do you have any tips for a successful audit?
Definitely make sure that all your documentation is in order and that you have a clear understanding of your organization's risks and vulnerabilities.
That makes sense. What are some common mistakes that organizations make during the audit?
One common mistake is not properly maintaining their security policies and procedures, as well as not providing adequate training to their employees.
Yikes, that sounds like a big problem. Thanks for the heads up.
No problem. And remember, while the audit can be daunting, it's ultimately a valuable tool for improving your organization's information security practices.
Hey there. I'm your personal trainer for today's workout. What's your name and fitness goal?
Hi. I'm B, and I'm looking to lose some weight and improve my overall health.
Great. Let's start with some cardio. Do you have a particular machine you prefer?
I usually use the treadmill, but I'm open to trying something new.
How about the stationary bike? It's a low-impact option that still provides a great cardio workout.
Sure, let's give it a go. By the way, do you have any tips on how to make sure I'm using the correct form?
Definitely. Keep your shoulders relaxed and engage your core as you pedal. And don't forget to adjust the resistance to challenge yourself.
Thanks for the advice. This is actually more fun than I thought it would be.
Hey, exercise can be enjoyable too. Have you ever tried any group fitness classes like dance aerobics or Zumba?
I haven't, but I'd be willing to give it a shot.
Awesome. It's a great way to sweat and have a good time at the same time.
Speaking of sweating, is it normal to be sweating this much?
Oh yeah, definitely. That just means your body is working hard and burning calories.
Good to know I'm getting my money's worth then.
You got it. Okay, we're almost done here. Let's finish up with some stretches to help prevent injury and relieve any tightness.
Thank you for being such a great trainer, A. I feel like I got a really good workout today.
No problem, B. It was great working with you. Don't hesitate to come back if you ever need any more fitness advice or want to try something new. Hi B, how's it going? Have you thought about how we can make our website more interactive?
Hey A, I'm doing great. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. What do you have in mind?
Well, I was thinking about adding a live chat feature so users can communicate with each other in real time.
That's a good idea, but wouldn't that make the website too complicated?
Not really. We can make it user-friendly and intuitive so even grandma can use it.
Haha, okay. How about we also add a video conferencing feature so users can have meetings within the website?
Nice. And what about a polling system where users can vote on certain topics and see the results instantly?
I like that. It would definitely increase engagement on the website. But how are we going to handle all the data?
That's a good point. We'll need to invest in a reliable server to handle all the traffic.
True, we don't want the website crashing during peak hours. What about the design? Should we go for a more minimalist or colorful approach?
I think we can go for a mix of both. We want the website to look professional but also fun and inviting.
Got it. What about the font and colors? Any specific preferences?
I think we should use a sans serif font for readability and stick to a color scheme that complements our company logo.
Makes sense. How about we have a beta test with a few users and get their feedback before launching the website?
That's a great idea. We can iron out any kinks before going live. Okay, I think we have a solid plan. Let's get to work.
Yeah, let's do it. It's going to be awesome.
Hi, my name is Alice, and I'm a software engineer. Nice to meet you.
Hi Alice, I'm Bob, a robotics engineer. Great to meet you as well. So, what brings you to our factory today?
Well, I've been working on some automation software that I think could really benefit your manufacturing process here. Would you be interested in hearing more?
Absolutely. We're always looking for ways to improve our efficiency.
Great. My software can integrate with the robots you have here and help them work more intelligently. For example, it can collect data on the materials being used and adjust the robot's movements accordingly.
That sounds extremely helpful. How would the robots know when to make these adjustments?
The software can monitor the production line in real time and make adjustments on the fly. Plus, it can provide reports on the efficiency gains we're making.
That's fantastic. What kind of data can the software collect?
It can gather information on everything from temperature and humidity to vibrations and noise. And it can analyze that data to make sure the robots are working optimally.
Very cool. Can the software also help us predict when maintenance will be needed?
Absolutely. It can monitor the health of the robots and predict when specific parts will need to be replaced. That way, you can proactively schedule maintenance and prevent downtime.
This sounds like it has the potential to revolutionize our manufacturing process. Let's definitely explore it further.
Great. My team is really excited about this project, and we'd love to help you implement it. Do you have any specific goals in mind that you'd like to achieve?
Well, we'd love to reduce our production costs and increase the speed and accuracy of our output. If your software can help us achieve those goals, we'd be thrilled.
I think we can definitely help with that. Let's get started on the implementation plan right away.
Sounds good to me. Thanks for bringing this idea to us, Alice.
Good morning, everyone. How was your weekend?
It was good, thanks for asking. I spent most of it studying for your exam next week.
Very responsible of you. Have you been keeping track of your study time?
Yes, I've been using an app to track my study time. I'm up to 10 hours so far.
That's impressive. Don't forget to take breaks and give your brain a rest. Maybe try taking a walk or doing some yoga.
That's a good idea. I've been sitting for so long I think my chair and I have officially merged into one being.
Laughs, the joys of sitting for long periods of time. Just remember to drink water and stretch periodically.
I definitely will. Hey, did you hear about the new coffee shop that opened up down the street?
No, I haven't. What's so special about it?
They have a drink called the Zombie that's supposed to be really strong. I'm thinking about trying it, but I don't want to end up like the name suggests.
Laughs, I'm sure you'll be fine. Just make sure you don't have it right before class starts.
Definitely not. I'll save it for after class. Maybe it'll help me power through my study sessions.
Hey, whatever works. Just remember to take care of yourself and don't forget to have fun too.
Will do, thank you.
Hey B, have you heard about ISO 27001 Mobile Device Management, MDM?
No, what's that?
It's a set of standards for managing and securing mobile devices in a company.
Sounds interesting. Why is it important?
Well, mobile devices are becoming more prevalent in the workplace, so it's important to ensure they're secure and not a risk to company data.
That makes sense. So what kind of things does it cover?
It covers things like access control, device management, encryption, and more.
We should definitely look into implementing it then. Does it require a lot of work?
It depends on the size of our company and how many devices we have, but it's definitely doable.
What kind of devices does it cover?
It covers everything from smartphones to laptops and tablets.
I'm gonna have to start using my personal phone less for work then.
Yeah, it's important to keep personal and work usage separate.
How do we ensure employees follow the guidelines?
We would need to provide training and have policies in place, as well as regularly checking compliance.
That sounds like a lot of work, but definitely worth it to protect our company's data.
Absolutely. It's better to be safe than sorry.
Do you know of any companies that have successfully implemented it?
Yeah, I've heard that Microsoft and IBM have both implemented ISO 27001 MDM.
If they can do it, I'm sure we can too.
Definitely. Let's discuss it further with our team and see what steps we can take to implement it.
Sounds like a plan.
Hi there, I'm excited to learn how to make Spanish pastries. I've been baking for years, but I'm always open to learning new techniques.
Welcome to our sweet little spot in Barcelona. What kind of pastries are you interested in making today?
I've always loved churros, so I was hoping we could start there.
Great choice. Churros are a quintessential Spanish dessert that is as delicious as it is simple to make. First, we'll need to heat up the oil for frying.
How hot does it need to be?
You'll want to get it to about 375 degrees Fahrenheit. While it's heating up, we'll whisk together a dough made from flour, water, and sugar.
That sounds easy enough. Is there any secret to getting the dough to the right consistency?
Yes, you'll want to make sure the dough is smooth and silky. Sift your flour before mixing it and add the water slowly while whisking constantly.
Got it. What's next?
We'll pipe the dough into strips and fry them until they're golden brown. After they're done, we'll dust them with cinnamon sugar and enjoy.
My mouth is watering already. What other desserts are popular in Spain?
Tarta de Santiago is a traditional Spanish almond cake that's always a crowd pleaser. And you can't forget about flan.
Flan is one of my favorites. Can we make that next?
Absolutely. We'll need eggs, milk, sugar, and vanilla extract. It's a bit tricky to perfect, but with a little patience, we'll have a silky smooth custard that's to die for.
I'm up for the challenge. This is so much fun. I can't wait to add Spanish pastries to my baking repertoire.
It's always great to learn new skills. And what better way to do so than by making and eating delicious desserts?
Hey, B. Long time no see. How's your job at the database engineering firm?
Hey, W. It's been good. I have been tinkering with databases all day. How about yourself?
I have been busy too. Our company's website needs a revamp, and we're working on improving the search functionality. Do you have any ideas for that?
I suggest we integrate filters and facets to narrow down the search results.
That sounds interesting. What are filters and facets?
Filters are criteria applied on search results, and facets is a set of attributes to categorize results.
Got it. So, how do we implement this on our website?
We can replicate the filters and facets behavior of popular e-commerce websites.
That's a good suggestion. But how do we make sure everything works properly?
We'll need to test and debug our code thoroughly.
Okay, let's do that. By the way, which programming languages are you comfortable with?
SQL, Python, and Java. How about you, W?
I work mostly with CSS, JavaScript, and some Ruby on Rails. Can we use them for the search function?
Absolutely. They all have good libraries to handle database queries.
Great, let's start working on it then.
Before that, let's benchmark our search function against our competitors' websites.
That's a good point. How about we grab a coffee and brainstorm some more ideas over it?
Sounds good to me. Which Starbucks should we head to?
Hey, have you tried making pancakes before?
Yeah, I've made them a few times. Why?
Well, I've been trying to perfect my pancake game, but I can't seem to get them fluffy enough.
Fluffy pancakes are the best kind. What's your recipe?
I've tried a few variations with different types of flour, but I can't seem to get the right consistency.
Have you tried adding baking powder and buttermilk? Those are the secret ingredients for fluffy pancakes.
Really? I had no idea. Thanks for the tip.
No worries. Pancake making is a serious business.
Agreed. Do you have any favorite pancake toppings?
I'm a classic maple syrup kind of person, but I do enjoy some sliced banana and chocolate chips on occasion.
Oh, those sound delicious. Have you ever tried adding whipped cream?
Of course. Whipped cream is a pancake's best friend.
I couldn't agree more. Do you prefer thin or thick pancakes?
Definitely thick. Thin pancakes just don't have the same satisfaction as biting into a fluffy stack of pancakes.
That's true. Have you ever had pancakes for dinner?
Oh, all the time. Pancakes are good any time of day.
I agree. Pancakes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Now you're speaking my language. I might just have to whip up a batch of pancakes tonight.
Count me in. Let's have a pancakes feast. Hey B, it's good to see you again. How's the blockchain world treating you?
Hey, it's great to see you too. It's been a wild ride lately, but I can't complain.
Speaking of blockchain, what do you think about the recent surge in interest?
It's definitely exciting to see so many people getting interested in what we've been working on for years.
Agreed. So, what brings you to this company today?
Well, I was invited to help develop a trustworthy blockchain application. How about you?
I'm working on the software engineering end of things. We need to make sure the code is solid and efficient.
Yes, and my team will ensure that the blockchain itself is secure and transparent.
That's perfect. We need both elements to create a truly trustworthy system.
Absolutely. It's important to maintain our focus on the end goal, though. What kind of application are we developing?
It's going to be a supply chain management system.
Interesting. I've seen a few similar systems in the works lately.
Yes, but we have a few unique features planned that should set us apart from the competition.
Can you share any details?
We're aiming to include a smart contract system that will streamline the entire process and eliminate the need for intermediaries.
That sounds fantastic. I love developing smart contracts.
Great, you can work with our team leader to implement that part of the system.
Absolutely. What else do we have in mind?
We're also planning to use RFID technology to track individual products through the entire supply chain, from raw materials to finished products.
Nice. That will provide a level of transparency that consumers will love.
Exactly. Plus, it will make it easier to identify any issues that arise at each step of the process.
Yes, that's crucial. What about security?
We're going to use a decentralized system with multiple nodes to ensure that the data is always secure and tamper-resistant.
Good call. It's important to minimize the risk of any security breaches.
Definitely. We want to create a system that businesses can rely on completely.
I'm excited to get started on this project. It sounds like we have a lot of work ahead of us.
Yes, but with your expertise in blockchain and my skills in software engineering, I'm confident that we can create a fantastic product.
Agreed. It's going to be a challenge, but that's what makes it so rewarding, right?
Hi, B. It's great to meet you. As a data engineer, I'm excited to work with you on how we can use big data technology to optimize the learning experience for students.
It's great to meet you too, A. As a data scientist, I think the possibilities for using data in education are endless.
Absolutely. One idea I had was to use data to personalize learning for each individual student, providing them with customized resources and activities based on their learning style and preferences.
I like that idea. We could use machine learning algorithms to analyze student behavior and predict their needs. We can also use data visualization tools to provide teachers with insights into student performance and engagement levels.
Yes, and we can also use data to track and monitor student progress over time, identifying areas where they may need extra support and interventions.
Right. And we can use data to identify patterns and trends in student behavior, such as when they are most likely to be engaged or when they are struggling. This can help us design better learning experiences for them.
Another idea I had was to use data to help students connect with peers who share similar interests and learning styles. We can use social network analysis to identify these communities and facilitate collaboration and knowledge sharing among them.
That's a great idea, A. We can also use sentiment analysis to identify trends in student discussions and feedback, and use this to improve our teaching methods and content.
I like that idea. And we can use real-time data tracking to provide instant feedback to students, helping them to identify areas where they need to improve and celebrating their achievements.
Yes, and we can also use data to create predictive models that can forecast future trends in student performance and engagement, allowing us to take proactive measures to prevent disengagement or dropouts.
That's a great idea, B. I'm excited to work with you on these projects and see how we can use data to improve the learning experience for students.
Me too, A. I think the possibilities for using data in education are truly exciting, and I can't wait to see what we can achieve together.
Hi there, B. Can you recommend some wines to pair with my dishes tonight?
Sure thing. Hey, what cuisine are you serving tonight?
I'll be preparing some traditional Japanese dishes with a modern twist.
In that case, I recommend a dry Riesling or a fruity rose to complement the delicate flavors.
Thanks for the suggestion. Your knowledge of wine is impressive.
Thank you. Hey, I take my job as a sommelier seriously.
Speaking of taking things seriously, I heard your team won a bartending competition last month.
Yes, we did. Our signature cocktail, the Osaka Sunrise, wowed the judges.
That sounds fantastic. Care to share the recipe?
Of course. Hey, it's a mix of shochu, yuzu juice, and a splash of grenadine for color. Garnished with a slice of fresh orange, it's the perfect refreshing drink on a hot summer day.
That sounds amazing, B. I'll have to try it after my shift tonight.
And I'll have to try your dishes. They always look so delicious.
I'll make sure to save you a plate, B. We make a great team.
Agreed. Hey, a glass of wine and a plate of your food is the perfect pairing.
Hi there, B. How's it going?
Hey, it's going pretty well. How about you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to hear all about your experiences as a subject of an interview.
Sure thing. I'm happy to share. What would you like to know?
Well, first of all, can you tell me how you felt when the journalist approached you for the interview?
At first, I was a bit nervous because I wasn't sure what kind of questions they would ask. But as we talked more, I found myself getting more comfortable and enjoying the conversation.
That's great to hear. Speaking of conversation, where did the interview take place?
We met up at a coffee shop in the city. It was a nice and cozy spot, and the atmosphere helped me relax.
I love going to coffee shops. Did you order anything while you were there?
Yes, actually. I got a latte with a shot of caramel syrup. It was delicious.
Yum, that sounds amazing. Okay, next question. What was the most surprising thing the journalist asked you during the interview?
Let me think. I think the most surprising question was when they asked me about my hidden talent. I wasn't expecting that one.
Ooh, interesting. What did you say?
I told them that I'm really good at juggling. It's a hobby of mine that not many people know about.
Wow, I'm impressed. I can barely juggle 2 things, let alone 3. Alright, last question. Have you seen the article that the journalist wrote? What did you think of it?
Yes, I did see it. I thought it was really well written and captured our conversation perfectly. I was happy with the way it turned out.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing your experience with me, B. It was great catching up.
Of course, anytime. It was fun reminiscing about the interview with you.
Hi there, I'm the network engineer. Nice to meet you, the network security engineer.
Hi, nice to meet you too. So, what have you been working on recently?
Well, I'm trying to ensure maximum network security for our company. We can't afford to let hackers take advantage of any vulnerability in our system.
I agree. It's essential to have adequate security measures in place to prevent unauthorized access to our company's network data.
Exactly. I have been upgrading our firewalls and intrusion prevention systems to better protect against cyber attacks and unauthorized access.
That's great news. But have you considered conducting regular penetration testing to identify potential vulnerabilities in our network?
Yes, that's a great idea. In fact, I have scheduled an external penetration testing to be conducted next month.
Excellent. Prevention is better than cure when it comes to network security. We don't want to suffer from a data breach.
Absolutely. In addition, I have also been educating our employees to be more aware of cybersecurity threats and potential phishing scams.
That's crucial. Human error is the most common cause of data breaches. It's important to raise awareness among employees and keep them informed of the latest threats and scams.
Indeed. I'm glad I have your support on this. Together, we can effectively protect our company's network from potential cyber attacks.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's always better to work together and share knowledge and best practices to ensure the highest level of network security.
Hi B, I'm glad we could sit down and discuss our project. So, we need to create a database system that is safe for medical records, right?
Yes, that's correct. We also need to make sure the system is scalable and can handle large volumes of data.
Absolutely. Security is crucial too. We need to ensure that only authorized personnel can access the records.
I couldn't agree more. We'll also need to encrypt sensitive data to protect the patient's privacy.
Good point. Another thing to keep in mind is the system's user-friendliness. It should be easy for doctors and nurses to access and input data.
Yes, we need to make sure the system is user-friendly without compromising security. We could use a user authentication system where each user has their own login.
That's a great idea. And we can incorporate data backups to ensure data is recoverable in case of any system failures.
Absolutely. We could have multiple servers in different geographical locations to prevent data loss in case of any natural or man-made disasters.
It sounds like we're on the right track. With proper planning, we should be able to create a reliable and secure medical record-keeping system.
Definitely. And let's not forget about testing and debugging to make sure everything runs smoothly.
Of course. With our combined skills and attention to detail, we can create a system that benefits both the medical staff and patients.
Agreed. It's going to be a fun and challenging project, and I'm excited to work on it with you.
Have you ever had asado before? It's a traditional Argentine barbecue.
No, I haven't. What's so special about it?
Oh, it's a meat lover's paradise. You get grilled beef, pork, and sausages all on one plate.
Sounds like a lot of meat. Can vegetarians eat it?
Maybe the corn on the cob? But, honestly, they'd be missing out on the best part.
And what's the best part?
The chimichurri sauce. It's a tangy and spicy sauce that makes the meat taste even better.
I'd love to try it, but I don't think I could handle all that meat.
Hey, no judgment. But I have to say, I'm a carnivore through and through.
You know what? Let's plan an asado party and invite some friends over.
That's a great idea. We can grill some meat, drink some wine, and enjoy a sunny day outside.
I'll bring some appetizers and we can have some desserts too. It'll be a feast.
Yes, and we can all sit together and practice our Spanish while enjoying the delicious food.
Perfect. I can't wait to taste that chimichurri sauce you're talking about.
You won't regret it, my friend. Asado is one of the best things about Argentine culture. Good morning, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks for asking. What products do you have on sale today?
Well, we have a variety of products here that might interest you. We have the latest gadgets and also some classic items that could be useful for everyday life.
Can you tell me more about these gadgets? I'm always interested in the latest technology.
Of course. We have this new smartwatch that can do everything from monitoring your heart rate to giving you your daily calendar reminders. It's a must-have for anyone who likes to stay organized and fit.
That sounds cool. Is it easy to use?
Yes, it's very user-friendly. It's designed to be as simple as possible, so you can focus on what you need to do and not on trying to figure out how to do it.
Okay, I'll take it. What else do you have that might catch my eye?
Well, we also have portable chargers that you can take with you on the go, a smart gadget that can control your home's temperature remotely, and a wireless earphone that can last for a long time.
Wow, you have quite the selection. How much are they?
The smartwatch is $150, the portable charger is $25, the smart gadget is $180, and the wireless earphone is $50. We can also offer a package deal if you're interested in more than one item.
I'll stick with the smartwatch for now, but I'll definitely keep you in mind for the other items in the future. Thank you for your help.
You're very welcome. Have a great day, sir. Hey, B. How's your day going?
Hey. It's going great. Just reading up on some machine learning techniques to improve our risk assessment models.
Nice. That sounds interesting. Do you think we can improve our existing models using machine learning?
Definitely. It's been proven that machine learning can help in identifying patterns and predicting outcomes, which can be applied to risk assessment.
That sounds impressive. Can you explain how it works in simple words?
Sure. With machine learning, we can feed our models with tons of data. The model then learns from that data and fine-tunes itself to predict outcomes based on the patterns it has identified.
Got it. But isn't it important to ensure that our models don't discriminate against any specific group of people?
Yes, that's a great point. We need to ensure that our data doesn't contain any biases and our models are designed to be fair and unbiased.
That's crucial. Can you give some examples of machine learning algorithms that can be used for risk assessment?
Sure. Some popular algorithms include logistic regression, decision trees, and neural networks.
Interesting. Have you used any of these algorithms in your previous projects?
Yes, I've used decision trees and logistic regression in the past. They were quite effective in identifying patterns and predicting outcomes.
That's great to hear. What challenges do you think we might face while implementing machine learning models for risk assessment?
One challenge is data quality. We need to ensure that our data is accurate and up to date. Another challenge is making sure that our models are able to handle new and unseen data.
That makes sense. What steps do you think we can take to overcome these challenges?
We can implement data cleansing techniques and ensure that our data sources are reliable. For handling new data, we can use techniques such as transfer learning to adapt our models to new data.
Those sound like some solid solutions. Do you think we have the necessary resources to implement machine learning models for risk assessment?
Yes, we do have the necessary resources, including computing power and access to data. We also have a team of skilled data scientists who can work on this project.
That's great news. When do you think we can start working on this project?
We can start working on it as soon as we have a clear understanding of the problem we are trying to solve and the data that we have at our disposal.
Thank you for this insightful conversation, B. I'm excited to see how we can utilize machine learning to improve our risk assessment models.
You're welcome, A. It was great chatting with you. I'm also excited to work on this project and see the outcomes of our efforts.
Hi there. How's it going?
Pretty good, thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm doing well, just checking in on our progress for the ISO 27001 audit plan.
Yes, we should get started on that soon. Do you have any ideas for the scope of our audit?
I was thinking we could focus on the data security measures put in place by the company, as well as their compliance with industry standards.
That's a great idea. I was also considering looking into their incident response procedures and training programs for employees.
Definitely. And we should make sure to include a review of their documentation and record-keeping practices.
Agreed. And maybe we could also evaluate their use of third-party vendors and their access to sensitive information.
Perfect. We definitely have a solid plan in the works. And how about the timeline for the audit?
Well, given the scope we've outlined, I think it would be best to plan for a 2-week audit at the minimum.
That sounds reasonable. And we should schedule it for the second quarter of the year, right?
Yes, that would allow us plenty of time to prepare and for the company to get their documentation in order.
All right, let's get started on drafting the audit plan then.
Sounds like a plan. I'm looking forward to working with you on this project.
Hey, B. What's up?
Not much, A. I've been working on some firewall configurations. You?
Same here. Trying to prevent any cyber attacks. You know how it is.
Yeah, it's a constant battle. But we're the defenders of the internet.
Haha, true enough. So, what's the latest trend in cybercrime?
Well, phishing attacks are becoming more sophisticated. And social engineering, too.
Ah, the human factor. Always the weakest link, right?
Absolutely. That's why we need to educate our users to be more aware.
And make sure they don't click on any suspicious links.
Bingo. We also need to keep our software up to date with the latest security patches.
Right. And what about those hackers who get past our security measures?
That's where our intrusion detection and prevention systems come in.
Good point. And let's not forget about multi-factor authentication.
Definitely. Adding that extra layer of protection makes a big difference.
It's a never-ending process, isn't it?
It sure is. But we're the guardians of cyberspace, and we won't back down.
Here. Let's raise a virtual toast to that.
Clink's last cheers to keeping the web safe and secure.
Hi there, B. How's it going?
It's going good. How about you, A?
Can't complain. Say, I heard you've been working on improving our system security. Any progress?
Yeah, actually. We've implemented stricter access controls and added some new firewall rules. Our network should be more secure.
That's great news. What about user education and awareness?
We've been sending out regular educational emails to all employees and providing training on how to detect and avoid phishing attacks.
Excellent. You know, I heard about a recent data breach in the news. It's scary how vulnerable we all are.
It definitely is. It's important to stay vigilant and keep our guard up, especially in this age of increasing cyber threats.
I couldn't agree more. Speaking of which, have you seen any suspicious activity lately?
Not yet, luckily. But it's always better to be safe than sorry. That's why we're always monitoring system logs and keeping an eye out for any unusual behavior.
Good to hear. Keep up the good work, B. We all appreciate it.
Will do, A. And if you ever notice anything suspicious yourself, be sure to let me know ASAP.
Of course. It takes all of us working together to keep our system secure. Good evening, welcome to our restaurant. How many people in your party tonight?
Hi, there's just 2 of us tonight.
Wonderful. If you'd like, we have some fresh sashimi and cold beer specials tonight. Would you like me to start with that?
That sounds perfect. We'd love to try the sashimi and beer.
Great, I'll get that started for you. In the meantime, have you had a chance to look over the menu?
Yes, we have. We are also interested in trying the tempura and udon, please.
Excellent choices. I'll make sure to include those in your order. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, that's all for now, thank you.
You're welcome. So, have you tried Japanese cuisine before?
Yes, we love Japanese food. It's always so fresh and delicious.
That's true. In fact, we pride ourselves on using only the freshest ingredients in all our dishes.
We can definitely taste the difference. The sashimi is so flavorful and the tempura is perfectly crispy.
It's great to hear that you are enjoying everything. Is there anything else you'd like me to recommend?
Actually, do you have any Japanese desserts?
We do. We have a matcha ice cream and mochi on the menu.
We'll take one of each, please.
Sure, I'll get those for you right away. I hope you enjoy your meal and feel free to let me know if you need anything else.
Thank you, we will. This has been a wonderful dining experience.
Hey B. Did you hear about the internet security expert who visited our bank yesterday?
Yeah, I did. That guy really knew his stuff.
Totally. He gave us some great tips on how to protect our financial transactions.
Yeah, he talked about implementing multi-factor authentication and using encryption to keep our data safe.
And he stressed the importance of keeping our software and systems up to date to prevent vulnerabilities.
Plus, he mentioned training our employees on cybersecurity best practices, like not clicking on suspicious links.
Absolutely. It's always important to educate our team and be proactive in protecting ourselves and our clients.
You're so right, eh? And with the rising number of cyber attacks, it's crucial that we stay ahead of the game.
Definitely. We can't afford to take chances when it comes to protecting our clients' financial transactions.
Agreed. Let's implement these tips and make our banking systems even more secure and reliable.
Sounds like a plan, B. Together, we can keep our clients safe and happy. Hey, B. Did you check out the designs for our social media app?
Yeah, I did. They look great, but I think we can improve the user experience.
I agree. Any suggestions?
Well, we need to make sure the app flows smoothly. Users shouldn't have to think about what to do next.
That's true. And what about making the color scheme more inviting?
Absolutely. We want users to feel comfortable on our app, and the right colors can do that.
Maybe we can also add some fun animation when users interact with posts.
I love that idea. It'll add some personality to the app.
How about incorporating voice notes as a feature?
Yes, that's a great way to make the app feel more personal.
And we need to make sure it's easy to find friends and connect with them.
Definitely. We want users to feel like they belong to a community.
I was also thinking of adding a chatbot to help users with any questions or concerns.
Brilliant. That way, we can provide quick support to our users.
Great. We should also consider personalizing the app according to users' interests.
Spot on. Customization is key to keeping users engaged.
I'm excited to see the finished product.
Me too. Let's make sure it's the best social media app out there.
Hi there, B. How's it going with the system security?
Hey. Not too bad. We've implemented some new protocols to strengthen our defenses.
That's great to hear. Any issues with the network?
Actually, we've been having some minor issues with unauthorized access attempts. But we're working to resolve them ASAP.
Ah, the joys of being in IT. Have you considered implementing two-factor authentication?
Yes, we've already started rolling it out for all our users. It should provide an extra layer of protection.
Good call. And what about phishing attacks?
We've been sending out regular reminders to all users to be vigilant and avoid opening any suspicious emails or clicking on any itchy links.
That's smart. And what about physical security? Are all the servers and equipment locked up safe and sound?
Absolutely. We have a strict policy of locking up all our equipment and limiting access to only authorized personnel.
Excellent job, B. It's great to see how seriously you take security.
Thanks, A. It's important for us to stay ahead of potential threats and protect our network and data.
Agreed. Well, keep up the good work, B. I'll be sure to let the management team know how well you're doing.
Thanks, A. It's always good to get positive feedback.
Hi, Professor B. Thanks for coming to discuss student affairs with me today. How has your semester been going so far?
Not too bad, hey. I've had some great students this semester, but also a few who've been struggling to keep up. How about you?
Same here, B. It's always a challenge trying to keep everyone on track, especially with midterms coming up.
Speaking of midterms, I've had a few students come to me with concerns about the testing process. Have there been any changes to the format this year?
Actually, yes. We're trying out some new technology that allows students to take their exams online. It's been a bit of a learning curve for everyone, but we're hoping it will make things easier in the long run.
Interesting. I imagine that presents some unique challenges, though. What steps are you taking to ensure the integrity of the exams?
Absolutely. We're implementing a number of security measures, such as proctoring software and randomized question pools. Plus, we'll still have some exams in person for those who prefer a more traditional setting.
That sounds like a good compromise. I think it's important to be adaptable, but also to make sure we're maintaining academic standards.
Definitely. Speaking of adapting, have you heard about the new mental health initiative we're launching this semester? We're hoping to offer more resources to students who are struggling with stress and anxiety.
That's fantastic to hear, eh? I think mental health is such an important issue, especially for young people who may be going through a lot of transitions.
Agreed. We're partnering with some local therapists to offer free counseling sessions, as well as hosting some mindfulness workshops and other events. Hopefully it will give students some tools to cope with the pressures of college life.
That sounds like a great resource. I'll definitely be sure to promote it to my students. Thanks for letting me know, eh?
No problem, B. It's always good to collaborate and find ways to support our students. Speaking of support, is there anything else you need from me today?
Actually, I think that covers everything for now. Thanks for your time, eh?
Of course, B, anytime. Have a great day. Good morning, my dear breadmaker. How are you doing today?
Good morning to you too, Chef A. I'm doing great, thank you. And you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Excited to bake some delicious bread and French pastries today.
Absolutely. I was thinking of making croissants today. What do you think?
That's a fantastic idea. They're always a crowd favorite. I was planning on making some baguettes and brioche as well.
Yum, sounds yummy. I'm sure they'll be sold out in no time. Oh, by the way, did you see the new delivery of butter we got yesterday? It's delicious.
Yes, I did. It's so creamy and smooth. It's perfect for our pastries.
I agree. And have you tried the new flour we got too? It's perfect for the croissants.
Not yet, but I'll definitely give it a try. Thanks for letting me know.
No problem, Chef A. It's always good to experiment with new ingredients, right?
Absolutely. Speaking of experimenting, have you tried the new recipe for our sourdough bread?
Yes, I have. It turned out amazing. I added some rosemary and it gave it a nice flavor.
Oh, that sounds delicious. I'll have to try that too. You always come up with the best ideas.
Well, thank you, Chef A. I appreciate it. It's all about having fun and being creative in the kitchen.
That's so true. It's why we love our jobs, right?
Definitely. It's always a joy to come to work and bake some delicious treats for our customers.
Agreed. Today will be another great day, I can feel it.
Yes, it will be. Let's get started then.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go, my dear breadmaker. Hi there, thanks for meeting me today, B. How have you been?
Hi, A. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm looking forward to hearing about the design ideas you have for my project.
Great. So, first things first, can you tell me a bit about the vision you have for this project?
Sure, I want the design to be modern and sleek, but not too clinical. I also want to incorporate a few vintage elements to add some character.
That sounds like a fun challenge. What about color schemes? Do you have any preferences?
I was thinking about a neutral palette with pops of color here and there. Maybe something playful and unexpected.
I like the sound of that. Have you thought about any specific textures or materials you would like to use?
Yes, I was thinking of mixing in some natural materials like wood and stone with some more industrial elements like metal and concrete.
I love the idea of combining those textures. It'll add some interesting contrast to the design.
I'm glad you think so. What about lighting? Do you have any ideas for that?
Since you want a modern look, I was thinking about using some sleek pendant lights and LED strips to create different moods in the space.
Sounds perfect. Overall, I just want the design to be functional and inviting for customers. I want them to feel comfortable and want to come back.
I completely understand your vision. With a mix of modern and vintage elements, natural and industrial textures, and playful pops of color, we can create a space that's both functional and inviting.
I'm excited to see what you come up with, eh? Thanks for your time today.
Of course, it was great meeting with you. I'll send over some initial design ideas by the end of the week. Have a good one. Hi there, B. How's your day going?
Hi, A. It's been busy, but good. How about you?
Same here, trying to wrap up some data analysis work. By the way, have you been working on the risk assessment project?
Yes, I have. I think we can use machine learning to build a more accurate and effective model.
That's great. How will you make use of the data we have?
We can start with collecting historical data and then use algorithms to find patterns and associations.
Sounds like a plan. Do you think it's possible to make real-time predictions based on new data?
Definitely. We can use a combination of supervised and unsupervised learning to make predictions on the go.
That's really impressive. I'm curious, how do you approach feature selection for the model?
We can use various techniques like PCA, lasso, and ridge regression to identify the most important features.
Fascinating. So, what kind of accuracy rate are you expecting?
I'm aiming for at least 80%, but ideally, it should be higher than that.
That's ambitious, but definitely achievable. Do you need any help with anything?
Actually, yes. Can you help me clean up some of the data files? It's been taking up a lot of my time.
Sure, no problem. I'll be happy to assist. By the way, have you seen the latest Star Wars movie?
Not yet, but I plan to. Have you?
Yes, I saw it last weekend. It's pretty good. Have you heard about Baby Yoda?
Yeah, my kids won't stop talking about it. It's all over the internet.
I know, right? He's so cute. Anyway, let's get back to work. Thanks for chatting with me, B.
You're welcome, A. Always a pleasure to talk tech and pop culture with you.
Good morning, B. We've got a lovely day for baking and brewing, don't we?
Absolutely, A. Nothing beats the smell of fresh bread and coffee in the morning.
Speaking of fresh bread, how about we try something new today? I've been experimenting with a twist on our classic baguette recipe.
Oh, do tell. I'm always up for trying something new.
It's a garlic and rosemary-infused baguette. The herbs really give it a depth of flavor.
Sounds delicious. I think it would pair well with our espresso shot.
I couldn't agree more. And speaking of espresso, have you thought of any new latte flavors?
Actually, I've been playing around with a lavender honey latte. Adds a bit of floral sweetness to the strong espresso.
That sounds divine. I think I'll have to try that one myself.
Please do. And if you want, we can whip up some homemade whipped cream for it.
You read my mind, B. A lavender honey latte with whipped cream on top sounds like heaven.
Glad to hear it, eh? Now let's roll up our sleeves and get baking and brewing.
Hey, have you seen any good movies lately?
Yeah, I actually just saw the latest Marvel movie. It was amazing.
Really? I haven't seen it yet. Is it worth going to the theaters for?
Absolutely. The special effects were insane and the storyline was really engaging.
Awesome. I'm definitely going to have to check it out.
You should. What's the last movie you saw?
I saw a rom-com last weekend with my friends. It was pretty cheesy, but we still had a good time.
Haha, I love a good cheesy rom-com. What was it called?
It was called Crazy Rich Asians. Have you seen it?
Yes. I thought it was a great movie. The cinematography was visually stunning and the acting was impeccable.
I agree, it was a really well-made movie. Have you read the book?
Actually, I have. The book was also amazing and I think the movie did a great job bringing it to life on the big screen.
That's good to hear. I'll have to add it to my reading list.
Definitely do. So, what kind of movies are you into?
I like a little bit of everything, honestly. Action movies, comedies, dramas, you name it.
Same here. I'm always down to watch a good movie, regardless of the genre.
Yeah, it's great when you can just get lost in a good story for a few hours.
Agreed. What's next on your movie-watching agenda?
I heard there's a new indie movie that just came out that's getting really good reviews. I might check that out next.
Nice, let me know how it is. I'm always on the lookout for some hidden gems in the movie scene.
Hi there. I'm a software engineer. What brings you to our fintech company?
Hello. I'm a blockchain developer, and I'm here to explore how we can incorporate blockchain technology into our payment systems.
That's great. What do you think are the benefits of using blockchain in payments?
Well, for starters, it can vastly improve the speed of transactions while also increasing security and reducing costs. Plus, it allows for decentralization, which means less reliance on financial institutions.
That's fascinating. I can see how that would be really useful for small businesses and individuals who need to make quick and secure transactions.
Exactly. And we could ensure increased transparency and accountability within the system, which is always a plus in the financial world.
I see. One concern I have is ensuring that we have the proper infrastructure in place to make this possible. Are there any challenges you think we might encounter?
Yes, scalability is always a challenge with blockchain. But I have some ideas on how we can overcome that, such as using layer 2 solutions like sidechains or state channels.
That's really interesting. I don't know much about those solutions, but it sounds like they could really solve some of the scalability problems we might face.
Yes, exactly. And with the right team and resources in place, we can ensure a successful implementation of blockchain technology in our payment systems.
I completely agree. Let's make it happen. Thanks for your insights, B.
Thank you, A. I'm looking forward to working together on this project.
Hey, have you checked out this new software I've been working on?
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. But have you considered optimizing the code for better performance?
What do you mean? I already ran some benchmarks, and it seems to be running fine.
Yeah, but with more users, you might start to see some slowdowns. Have you thought about using a cache or optimizing your queries?
I haven't really looked into that. Do you have any suggestions?
Sure, try using a Redis cache or optimizing your database queries with indexes. That should speed things up.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea. But what about CPU usage? Do you think we can optimize that too?
Definitely. You could try profiling your code to see where the bottlenecks are and then optimize those sections. And you could also consider using multiprocessing or multithreading to take advantage of multiple cores.
Wow, that's a lot of things to consider. Do you think it's worth the effort?
Absolutely. Users these days have high expectations for performance, and optimizing your software will improve the user experience and give a competitive edge.
You're right. I'll definitely look into these optimizations. Thanks for the advice.
No problem. Let me know if you need any help. After all, 2 heads are better than 1.
Haha, true. Thanks again. Hi B. Nice to see you here at the library.
Good to see you too, A. What brings you here today?
Well, I've been trying to improve my skills as a data analyst, and I heard you're an expert in artificial intelligence.
Yes, that's right. How can I help you?
I'm interested in using machine learning techniques to improve medical diagnosis. What do you think about that?
I think it's a great idea. There's a lot of potential in using AI to analyze large amounts of medical data and improve accuracy of diagnoses.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Do you have any specific ideas on how we could approach this?
Sure. One approach could be to develop algorithms that can analyze patient data and suggest potential diagnoses based on patterns in the data.
That sounds promising. But how do we ensure that the algorithms are accurate?
We can train the algorithms using large datasets of patient data and regularly test them against known diagnoses to ensure their accuracy.
That makes sense. And what about incorporating other factors, like a patient's lifestyle or medical history?
That's definitely an important consideration. We could develop models that also take into account these factors and use them to make more personalized diagnoses.
I like that idea. It could really improve patient outcomes.
Yes, I think so too. And who knows, maybe one day we'll even have AI-powered diagnosis tools that doctors can use in real time.
That would be amazing. Thanks for your help, B. It's been great chatting with you.
No problem, A. Always happy to talk about AI and machine learning.
Hey there. Are you enjoying the ride so far?
Definitely. The view from the Golden Gate Bridge is amazing.
You mean the Golden Gate Bridge? We're actually on the Golden Gate Bridge's neighbor, the beautiful Golden Gate Bridge.
My mistake, thanks for correcting me. But still, this view is breathtaking.
I know, right? The bridge is an iconic landmark of San Francisco. It's always a treat to drive on.
I can only imagine. Do you drive here often?
Yes, I do. And every time I take this route, it feels like the first time. The panoramic landscape of San Francisco is something I can never get tired of.
It shows. You're such a great guide, pointing out all the hotspots and giving us little expert knowledge.
Thanks. It's always more than just driving people around for me. It's about creating experiences and memories.
That's such a good attitude to have. You're not just a driver, you're an entertainer.
Exactly. With all my traffic jam jokes and music playlist, I think I'm the best tour guide on four wheels.
Laughs, I think you're right. You're a real blessing in disguise.
Thank you for the kind words, it's really great to be appreciated. And I'm looking forward to showing you more of San Francisco.
I can't wait. You've definitely made this a road trip worth remembering.
Hey B, have you heard of ISO 27001 access control?
Yeah, I have a general understanding of it. Why do you ask?
Well, I just got an offer for a job that requires understanding of it, and I'm a little nervous.
Don't worry, I'm sure you'll pick it up quickly. What specifically are you confused about?
The whole idea of access control is a bit overwhelming.
I get it. Essentially, access control is all about regulating who gets to access certain information or resources.
That makes sense. Is there a certain framework or guideline that we follow?
Yes, ISO 27001 provides a framework for implementing access control measures.
Got it. So, what are some common types of access controls we might encounter?
Well, there are a few different types. For example, there's physical access control, like locks and security cameras, and logical access control, like passwords and authentication.
Interesting. And how do we know which types of access control to implement?
It depends on the specific resources you're trying to protect. That's why risk assessments and analyses are so important.
Got it. That makes sense. What are some common challenges when it comes to implementing access control measures?
One challenge is balancing security with convenience. You want to have security measures in place, but you also don't want to make it too challenging for authorized users to access the resources they need.
Definitely a fine line to walk. Do you have any tips for staying up to date on access control best practices?
Well, following news sources like industry blogs and attending conferences can be really helpful. And of course, staying up to date with ISO 27001 standards is important.
Thank you so much for all your help, B. I feel much more prepared now.
Of course, happy to help.
Good morning. How may I assist you today?
Hello, I'm a customer service representative here at the hotel. We offer a range of services to make your stay as comfortable and enjoyable as possible.
That's great to hear. How can we help you?
Well, we have some guests arriving today from France and they have requested some local recommendations for lunch.
Oh, absolutely. May I suggest trying some takoyaki? It's a famous dish here in Osaka made with octopus and a crispy batter. I recommend the stalls in Dotonbori for an authentic experience.
That sounds delicious, thank you. Do you happen to have any other suggestions for activities in the area?
Of course. One fun option is to visit Universal Studios Japan. We have a package deal that includes tickets and transportation.
That would definitely be something they would enjoy. Thank you for the recommendation. By the way, your hotel has a beautiful lobby.
Thank you so much. We put a lot of effort into creating a welcoming and comfortable environment here.
It certainly shows. Your staff has also been very welcoming and friendly.
That's wonderful to hear. We strive to provide the best possible service for our guests. Is there anything else we can assist you with today?
Not at the moment, but I appreciate your help. We look forward to continuing our stay here.
We're glad to hear that. Don't hesitate to let us know if you need anything else. Have a great day. Hey B. How's it going?
Pretty good, thanks. What are you working on?
I'm trying to design a really cool game website. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, first and foremost, make sure it's easy to navigate. Users don't want to spend too much time searching for what they want.
Good point. What about the design? Any ideas?
How about a theme that really grabs the user's attention? Something like a futuristic city or a magical forest. What do you think?
I like that. It could really set us apart from other game websites. Do you have any ideas for graphics?
It depends on the theme, but we could try using some 3D graphics to make the website more immersive.
Definitely. And maybe some interactive features too, like mini games or quizzes?
Yes, that's a great idea. Anything to keep the user engaged and entertained.
Speaking of engagement, what about social media integration?
We should definitely include social media sharing buttons for users to share their favorite games with others.
That's a great idea. And what about the website speed?
We need to make sure the website loads quickly and smoothly, or else users will lose interest.
Agreed. Let's also make sure it's mobile-friendly, so users can play on their phones or tablets.
Absolutely. And what about monetization? Are we planning on making any money from the website?
Yes, we could include in-game purchases for virtual items or power-ups.
Sounds like a good idea. We could also include ads, but not too many.
Right. We definitely want to keep the user experience as enjoyable as possible. Anything else we should consider?
We should make sure the website is secure and protects user data.
Good point. We don't want any hacking or data breaches ruining our users' fun.
Exactly. Overall, we just need to make sure the website is engaging, user-friendly, and secure.
Great. Thanks for your input, B. This is going to be a fun project. Good morning. How are you today?
Hello. I'm doing great, thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm doing well too, thanks. So, where would you like to be dropped off today?
Could you take me to Fitzroy Street? I have a breakfast reservation there.
Of course, Fitzroy it is. Do you have any plans for the day?
Yes, after breakfast, I plan on walking around Street Kilda and enjoying the beach. Have you been there before?
Yes, I have. It's a nice place to visit. Make sure to try some of the street food while you're there.
Will do. So, do you drive for a living, or is this just a side job?
Actually, I'm a part-time Uber driver. I'm also a student, so this helps me earn some extra cash.
That's great. It must be a great way to meet new people too.
It definitely is. I've met some interesting people through driving. What do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking?
I work in marketing for a startup company. It can be quite hectic, but I enjoy it.
That sounds exciting. I've always admired people who work in marketing. It must be fun coming up with creative ideas.
Yes, it can be. But it can also be challenging trying to keep up with the competition.
I can imagine. We're here at Fitzroy Street. That will be $18.50. Enjoy your breakfast and your day.
Thank you, I will. Keep up the good work, and have a great day too.
Hey, have you ever heard of ISO 27001 certification?
Yeah, it's a global standard for information security management systems, right?
Exactly. It's becoming more and more important for companies to have it these days.
Yeah, I heard that it's a pretty intense process.
Yeah, it definitely requires a lot of preparation and planning.
Do you know what the evaluation criteria are?
Well, there are 114 controls in total that need to be implemented and assessed.
Wow, that's a lot. I don't think I could handle that.
It's definitely not for the faint of heart, but it's worth it in the end.
Can any company get certified, or are there certain criteria they have to meet?
Well, any company can apply for certification, but they do have to meet certain requirements in terms of their information security practices.
Got it. It sounds like a lot of work, but it's probably worth it for the peace of mind.
Definitely. And not to mention, it looks good to clients and investors.
Well, you've convinced me. I think I'll start looking into it for my company.
That's great. Let me know if you need any help or advice. Hi there. Welcome to the Queensland rainforest. I'm your guide, A. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm excited to explore the rainforest with you today.
Great to meet you, Jenny. Before we start the tour, have you ever been to a rainforest before?
No, this is my first time. I've heard that the rainforest is full of unique and interesting wildlife.
That's right. The rainforest is home to a variety of animals such as koalas, kangaroos, and possums. It's important to remember to always respect their natural habitat.
Definitely, I will make sure to follow your guidance. So, what's our first stop of the tour?
We will start by heading to the river, where we can observe some freshwater turtles and platypuses. Have you ever seen a platypus before?
No, but I've heard they are fascinating creatures. How lucky we are to have the opportunity to see one.
Yes, indeed. We might also spot some colorful birds like lorikeets and kingfishers. Their vibrant feathers are a sight to behold.
Wow, that sounds amazing. How long will the tour take?
The tour will take around 3 hours, but it depends on the weather and how many animals we encounter. Don't worry, I will make sure we have enough time to enjoy every stop on the way.
Perfect, thank you for the clear instructions. Is there anything I should prepare beforehand?
Well, make sure to bring some insect repellent, a hat, sunscreen, and comfortable shoes. And don't forget to bring your camera to capture some unforgettable memories.
All set, I'm ready to go. Thank you for the helpful tips, A.
You're welcome, Jenny. Let's head to the river now and kick off our adventure. Good morning, Bob. How are you today?
Good morning, Dr. John. I am doing well, thank you.
Great to hear that. Are you ready for our big experiment today?
Absolutely, I am excited to see the results. What are we testing?
We are testing the efficacy of a new energy drink on mice. We will monitor their behavior and activity levels.
That sounds interesting. Can I name the mice, Dr. John?
Of course, as long as you don't get too attached to them.
Don't worry, I won't. How about we name them after famous scientists?
That's a brilliant idea. Let's start with Galileo, Newton, and Einstein.
Perfect. Oh, by the way, have you seen the new lab coats? They're stylish.
Chuckles, yes, I have. But I prefer my old one, it's comfortable.
Laughs, I understand, fashion is not your priority. What about a lab coat with a bow tie?
Sarcastically, oh, sure. I would love to look like a magician in the lab.
Laughs, you're funny, Dr. John. We need that sense of humor in the lab.
Smiling, agreed. Now, let's get started with our experiment. We don't want to keep Galileo, Newton, and Einstein waiting. Good afternoon, Nurse B. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. How about you?
I'm all right, a bit nervous about this surgery though.
Don't worry, doctor. We've done this many times before.
Yes, but every patient is unique. I want to make sure everything goes smoothly.
Of course. We'll make sure everything is prepared for you.
You always have such a positive attitude. It's infectious.
Well, I love my job and seeing patients recover always makes my day.
That's a great outlook to have. I think that's why we work so well together.
That, and our shared love for coffee breaks.
Huh. Very true. Can't forget our caffeine addiction.
It's a good thing we have excellent coffee in the break room.
Yes, it's the little things that make our job easier. All right, let's get this surgery started.
You got it, doctor. Time to scrub up and get to work.
Thanks, Nurse B. Let's make this a successful surgery. Good morning. May I join you for an interview?
Sure, go ahead.
So, what do you do for a living?
I'm a professional clown. I entertain children and adults with my silly acts.
Oh, that sounds fun. What inspired you to become a clown?
Well, I used to make people laugh with my goofy behavior, and I realized I could turn it into a career.
That's great. Do you have any funny stories you can share with us?
One time, while performing at a birthday party, a group of kids started a water balloon fight with me. I ended up getting soaked, and the kids loved it.
Haha, that's hilarious. What's the most important skill you need to be a good clown?
Being able to improvise and think on your feet is crucial. You never know what surprises will come your way.
I can imagine. Do you have any upcoming shows we should know about?
Yes, I'll be performing at the local fair next weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Sounds like it. Do you have any advice for aspiring clowns out there?
Always stay true to yourself and don't be afraid to embrace your inner goofball.
Thank you for your time and the wonderful conversation. It was a pleasure getting to know you.
Likewise. Have a great day.
Hey B, it's nice to finally meet you. I heard you're the UX designer working on this new game project.
Yes, that's right. I'm really excited to get started. Have you had a chance to review the game's objectives?
Yeah, I checked them out. Do you have any ideas on how we can make the interface more immersive for players?
Well, I think the first step is to understand the type of players we're targeting. Millennials tend to prefer clean, minimalist designs, whereas older generations might prefer a more intricate and detailed interface.
That makes sense. We should take that into consideration. How can we incorporate that into the design?
We can create different types of interfaces that cater to different age groups. For example, font sizes can vary depending on the target audience.
That's a great idea. What about color palettes? How can we use them to enhance immersion?
We can use color psychology to evoke different emotions in players. Blue can create a calming atmosphere, whereas red can create a more intense one.
Interesting. What about the layout of the interface? How can we make it easy to navigate for players?
We can use a grid system to ensure consistency and organization. Also, we can use icons instead of text to make it easier for non-native speakers to play the game.
That's smart. What about animation? Can we incorporate that into the interface?
Definitely. Animation can help draw players' attention to important elements of the game, such as buttons or new features. It can also add a fun element to the game.
I like the idea of adding fun elements. What about the onboarding process for new players? How can we make it less overwhelming?
We can implement a tutorial system that introduces new players to the game's mechanics step by step. That way, they won't feel overwhelmed by all the information at once.
I think that's a great idea. Speaking of mechanics, what about the game storyline? How can we incorporate that into the interface?
We can use visuals and snippets of the story to create a more immersive experience. For example, we can use images of the characters or scenery as backgrounds for different sections of the interface.
I like that. What about continuity between the game and the interface? How can we make them feel more cohesive?
We can use a consistent color scheme and typography throughout the game and interface. This will create a more cohesive visual experience for players.
I think that's a great idea. Are there any other ideas you have for making the interface more immersive?
We can incorporate sound effects that relate to the game's mechanics or the story. For example, we can use a clicking sound when players select an option in the game.
Nice, I like that. How about customization options for players? Can we incorporate that into the interface?
Sure, we can add a settings menu that allows players to adjust things like font size or color palettes based on their preferences.
That's a good idea. Are there any potential roadblocks we should be aware of when designing the interface?
One potential issue is that the interface could become too cluttered if we incorporate too many elements. We need to find a balance between functionality and visuals.
Good point. Finally, how can we test the effectiveness of the interface? Can we use any metrics to gauge success?
We can use a combination of heat mapping, user testing, and feedback from player reviews to continuously improve the interface and gauge its success.
Awesome, thanks for your input, B. I think we have some great ideas for the interface. Let's get started on designing it. Hi there, I heard we're supposed to work on implementing an electronic medical record system for this hospital.
Yes, that's right. It's high time we move away from paper records and embrace digital solutions.
Agreed. I've been working on a prototype of the system and I think it's coming along nicely.
That's great to hear. What kind of features have you included in the prototype?
Well, it includes a patient portal where they can access their medical records and communicate with their doctors.
Sounds very user-friendly. How about doctors and nurses? What kind of tools will they have at their disposal?
They will have access to real-time patient data, medication lists, and the ability to write prescriptions and orders electronically.
That should definitely speed up the process and increase accuracy. What about cybersecurity concerns?
We have implemented strong security protocols and encryption to ensure the safety of patient data.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing this system in action. Do you have a timeline for when we can start implementing it?
We should be able to start the pilot program in a few weeks, and if everything goes well, we can roll it out hospital-wide in a few months.
That's great news. And hey, imagine never having to deal with illegible handwriting again.
Haha, yes, that's definitely a bonus. Plus, we can save a lot of trees by not using paper records.
Absolutely. This is a win-win situation for everyone involved. Thanks for your hard work on this, A.
No problem, it's been a pleasure working on this project with you, B. Hey there, B. Do you have a minute to talk about our new book?
Of course, A. I'm excited to hear about it. What's the book about?
It's a mystery novel set in a small town. There's a murder, a detective, and a lot of twists and turns.
Sounds intriguing. Who's the intended audience for this book?
I think it will appeal to anyone who loves a good mystery. It's not too dark or serious, and there's a bit of humor scattered throughout.
That sounds like a good approach. Have you thought about the cover art yet?
Yes, I've been working with a designer to come up with something eye-catching. We're thinking of using a vintage-style illustration.
That's a great idea. I think that will help the book stand out on the shelves. What's the title?
Murder in the Mayberry. It's a bit cheesy, but I think it fits the tone of the book.
I like it. Speaking of cheese, have you thought about doing any book signings or events to promote it?
Absolutely. I've got a few local bookstores in mind, and I'm planning on reaching out to some libraries as well.
Excellent. And once it's published, we'll make sure to send out some review copies to get the buzz going.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks for all your help, B.
You're welcome, A. It was great talking about the book, and I can't wait to see it in print.
Good morning, B. Thanks for meeting with me today.
Good morning, A. It's my pleasure. What can I help you with?
I was hoping we could brainstorm some ideas on how to better handle user data for our advertising purposes.
Sure thing. What kind of data are we talking about?
Mostly basic information like demographics, geographic location, and interests.
Got it. Well, we can start by setting up a database system that organizes all of that data for us.
That sounds like a great idea. And then what?
We can use the data to create targeted ads for specific groups of users.
I like that. How would we go about doing that?
We can use algorithms to analyze the data and determine which ads are most likely to appeal to each group.
Fascinating. Is there anything else we can do with the data?
We can also use it to track user behavior and adjust our advertising strategies accordingly.
Brilliant. And how secure will this database system be?
We'll use top-notch encryption methods to make sure user data is protected at all times.
That's very important to me. And what kind of software will we need to make this all happen?
We'll need both database management software and data analysis software. But don't worry, I can handle all of that.
Awesome. And what kind of timeline are we looking at for this project?
I estimate it will take about 2 to 3 months to get everything up and running smoothly.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your help, B.
No problem, A. It was great working with you on this project.
Hey, have you been keeping up with the latest news on company governance?
Of course, I find it fascinating to learn about the different ways companies can improve their practices.
Absolutely. Creating more transparency and accountability is key for a successful company.
Definitely, and it's great to see more boards involving stakeholder input in their decision-making processes.
I agree, having diverse perspectives can lead to better solutions for a company's long-term success.
It's also important for companies to have a strong code of ethics and to hold employees accountable for any violations.
Yes, having a culture of integrity and honesty can make all the difference for a company's reputation.
And let's not forget about sustainability practices. It's crucial for companies to consider their environmental impact these days.
Absolutely, being environmentally conscious is not only good for the planet but can also be a benefit to a company's bottom line.
Agreed, and with the current state of the world, companies that show leadership in environmental responsibility will likely have a competitive edge.
It's great to see companies taking steps towards being more socially responsible as well, such as supporting diversity and inclusivity initiatives.
Yes, companies that prioritize their social impact will be viewed more favorably by consumers and investors alike.
And with the rise of social media, companies can no longer afford to ignore their reputation and the impact they have on society as a whole.
You're so right. It's important for companies to be proactive and take responsibility for their actions, rather than waiting for a crisis to occur.
I couldn't agree more. All in all, it's clear that good company governance benefits everyone involved, from employees to shareholders to society as a whole.
Exactly. It's exciting to see more and more companies embracing these principles and working towards a better future.
Good morning, how may I assist you today?
Hi there. I'm a teacher and I'm here to research books on different cultures.
Of course. Our library has a wide collection of books on cultures from various countries. There's a whole section dedicated to that topic.
That sounds perfect. Do you have any recommendations?
If you're interested in Asian cultures, I highly recommend The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan or The Namesake by Jhumpa Lahiri.
Oh, I've heard of those books before. Thank you for the recommendations.
You're welcome. Are you looking for books on any other cultures?
Yes, I would also like to find books about African cultures.
Well, we have some great books on that topic as well. I recommend Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe or Half of a Yellow Sun by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie.
Those titles sound interesting. I'll definitely check them out.
Great. If you need any assistance during your research, don't hesitate to ask for help.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
No problem at all. Enjoy your time here at the library.
I will. It's always so peaceful and quiet in here.
Yes, it's a great environment for reading and studying. Hey there. Are you ready for our photo shoot today?
Yes, definitely. I'm excited to be working with a talented travel photographer like you.
Thank you, that's really kind of you to say. So, do you have any poses or ideas in mind that you want to try out?
Not really. I'm open to anything as long as it looks good.
Okay, well then let's start with the classic beach shot. Stand right here with your back towards the ocean and look over your shoulder.
Got it. What about the wind? It might mess up my hair.
Don't worry. I have a secret hairspray that will keep everything in place.
Really? That's amazing. You're not only a photographer but also a hairstylist.
Haha, I try to be a jack of all trades. Alright, next shot. How about you sit on the sand with your legs stretched out and lean back on your hands?
Sounds simple enough. Should I smile or look serious?
Whatever feels natural to you. The most important thing is to relax and be comfortable.
Got it. This is actually really fun. I never realized how much work goes into a photo shoot.
Yeah, it's definitely not as easy as it looks. But that's what makes it so rewarding when you see the final results.
I can't wait to see how they turn out. Maybe I'll even use them for my modeling portfolio.
That would be awesome. Alright, let's do a few more shots before the sun sets. How about we incorporate some props?
Sure. What do you have in mind?
I brought some colorful beach balls and a big umbrella. Let's see what we can come up with.
Okay, I'm excited to see how creative we can get.
Me too. Let's get started. Hey B, have you heard about ISO 27001 integrity?
Yeah, I think it's a standard for information security, right?
You're right. And it's all about ensuring that data remains complete and accurate.
That sounds important. Do you think our company should adopt it?
Absolutely. It can help us maintain the integrity of our information and protect us from potential data breaches.
Yeah, but isn't it a little complicated to implement?
Not really, there are plenty of resources out there that can guide us through the process.
That's good to know. So, what are some of the benefits of implementing ISO 27001 integrity?
Well, for starters, it can improve our credibility with clients and boost customer confidence in our company.
That could definitely help us win more business. What else?
It can also help us avoid costly fines and penalties for non-compliance with data protection regulations.
That's a great point. We don't want to get hit with heavy fines for something preventable.
Exactly. Plus, it can help us identify and mitigate potential risks before they become bigger issues.
Okay, you've convinced me. Let's start looking into implementing ISO 27001 integrity.
Great. I'll start gathering some resources, and we can discuss it more in our next meeting.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks for the information.
Hey B, have you checked the latest software testing report from our team?
Yeah, I did. It looks like our software engineer did an excellent job detecting bugs and improving code quality.
Thanks, B. I just want to make sure our software can provide stable and secure shopping experiences for our users.
Definitely. As a quality assurance specialist, my goal is to enhance the software's safety and user-friendliness.
That's my goal too. By the way, have you seen the latest testing simulations I created?
Yeah, they were fantastic. It's like we're in a virtual shopping mall, trying to find and fix all the loopholes.
Haha, that's the idea. I hope it adds some excitement to testing instead of just being a mundane task.
I completely agree. I even told our supervisor that we should have a weekly competition to see who could find the most bugs in a single test cycle.
Wow, that's a fantastic idea. The winner gets a free bubble tea or something.
Exactly. And it's not just about rewarding employees, it's about stimulating a healthy work environment that values teamwork and innovation.
You're right, B. Plus, it's always motivating to have something fun to look forward to after a tiring day of testing.
Absolutely. So let's continue making our software testing task as enjoyable and productive as possible.
Hi, I'm A. I'm a front-end developer. Nice to meet you, B.
Hi, A. Nice to meet you too. I'm B, a mobile app developer.
So, we're tasked with creating a music player that's easy to use. What do you think we should do?
Well, first, we should make sure the interface is clean and uncluttered. People get overwhelmed when there are too many buttons and options.
That's a good point. Should we include a search function?
Definitely. But we should make sure it's easy to find and use. Maybe a search bar at the top of the screen?
Agreed. How about playlists? Should we allow users to create their own?
Yes. And maybe some pre-made playlists too. Like workout or chill out.
Good idea. What about playback controls? Should they be on the bottom or top of the screen?
I think the bottom is better. That's where people are used to seeing them on other apps.
Right. And we should also have a shuffle and repeat button, right?
Definitely.
What do you think about incorporating social media into the app?
That would be cool. We could allow users to share their playlists or songs on Facebook or Twitter.
Great idea. And how about a feature that suggests songs based on the user's listening history?
Yes. We could use machine learning algorithms to do that.
Awesome, B. Thanks for all these wonderful ideas. Let's get to work. Hey B, have you ever thought about how to design a more user-friendly interface for our social application?
Yeah, definitely. It's important to make it easier for users to navigate and engage with the app.
I agree. As a UI designer, I think we can simplify the design for a cleaner and more streamlined look.
That's a great idea. But we also need to consider how users can quickly access the app's key features.
I got it. We can add quick access buttons to important features so that users don't have to dig around the app to find what they need.
Perfect. We also need to maintain consistency in the color scheme and typography throughout the app to create a cohesive user experience.
Right, color and font consistency are important in building a recognizable brand identity. How about incorporating occasional animations for a playful touch?
Sounds like a fun idea. But let's make sure it doesn't slow down the app's performance.
Of course. We'll also need to conduct user testing to see how they respond to the new changes.
Agreed. Ultimately, our goal is to create an engaging user interface that provides a positive user experience.
That's right. With a team effort, we can make it happen. Hey, have you heard about the journalist who's doing an on-site interview with someone?
Yeah, I heard about that. What's up with that?
Well, it's just weird that they're doing the interview in the middle of nowhere.
Haha, yeah, that does sound a little odd.
I mean, what kind of story warrants an interview miles away from civilization?
Maybe they're interviewing a hermit who lives in a cave or something.
Laughs, that would be interesting. But seriously, can you imagine being a journalist and having to go to such remote locations for an interview?
Not to mention the preparation that must go into it. You have to pack food and supplies and make sure you have all your equipment ready.
Yeah, and dealing with the elements can't be easy either.
I bet they have some crazy stories to tell, though. Maybe we should become journalists and do our own on-site interviews.
Laughs, yeah, because packing snacks and making small talk with a hermit is exactly what we need in our lives.
Hey, you never know. It might make for a great story.
True. But for now, let's just stick to our day jobs and leave the extreme journalism to the pros. Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to our show today. I am your host, A, and I have a very special guest with me today. Please welcome B to the show.
Hi there, A. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. So, B, I heard that you recently went on a vacation. Can you tell us where you went and what you did?
Yes, I went to Hawaii and it was amazing. I spent most of my time relaxing on the beach, but I also did some hiking and exploring.
Wow, that sounds like an adventure. Did you try any new foods while you were there?
I did. I tried poke for the first time, and it was delicious.
Oh, I love poke. Did you have a favorite activity or moment from your trip?
Probably hiking to the top of Diamond Head. The view was breathtaking.
That sounds incredible. Now, B, I heard that you are also a fan of musicals. Do you have a favorite?
Yes, I love musicals. My favorite is probably Hamilton.
Oh, I saw Hamilton last year and it was phenomenal. Do you have a favorite song from the musical?
It's hard to pick just one, but I really liked the room where it happened.
I completely agree, that's a great one. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you, B, for joining us and sharing your experiences.
Thanks for having me, A. It was a lot of fun.
Hello there. You look like an engineer. Are you working on something related to the sea?
Hello, fisherman. Yes, I work for a company that develops offshore renewable energy projects. How about you?
I'm a fisherman. My livelihood depends on the sea. Honestly, I'm a bit concerned about how the development of renewable energy will affect our fishing industry.
I understand your concern. Our company is also concerned about minimizing the negative impact of our projects on local communities. That's why we conduct a thorough environmental and social impact assessment before proceeding with any development.
That's reassuring to hear. So, how can we work together to ensure that renewable energy development and fishing can coexist?
Well, one way is to establish a dialogue and look for ways to collaborate on scientific research. We can also explore alternative fishing methods that are more sustainable and have a smaller impact on the environment.
Those are great ideas. How about setting up a communication channel between our industry and your company?
That's a good suggestion. We can have regular meetings where we exchange information and address any concerns. In that way, we can develop solutions that are mutually beneficial.
I like that. We can share our knowledge and expertise to create a win-win situation between our industries.
Exactly. At the end of the day, we all want to protect the environment, support local communities, and uphold sustainability. That's something we can accomplish through collaboration.
I couldn't agree more. I appreciate your time and willingness to work with us. Let's take action together to make our seas a better place for everyone.
Definitely. Thank you for your ideas and feedback. I look forward to our continued collaboration in the future.
What movie do you want to watch tonight, B?
I heard Jumanji is really good. Can we watch that?
Sure, I've been wanting to see the new one. Have you seen the original?
No, but I heard it's a classic. We should watch that one too.
Maybe another night. Let's stick to the new one for tonight.
Okay, but if it's not good, can we switch to the original?
Deal. I'll make some popcorn and get comfortable.
Can I invite some friends over to watch it with us?
Sure, but let's make sure they don't talk too much during the movie.
I promise they'll be quiet. Can we also order some pizza?
Sounds like a plan. What toppings do you want?
Pepperoni, sausage, and extra cheese.
Sounds delicious. We have all the makings for a perfect movie night.
Yay! I can't wait. Thanks, Mom and Dad.
You're welcome, B. Let's dim the lights and start the movie. Hey B, how's it going? I heard you're a great game designer.
Thanks, A. I'm doing well. Yeah, I dabble in game design.
That's great because I'm working on a new educational app and I need a game designer's help to make it more engaging for users.
Interesting. So what's the concept?
It's a language learning app, but we want to gamify the whole process to make it more fun and motivating for users.
I see where you're going. Have you considered using a story-based approach with characters and levels?
That's exactly what I was thinking. I want to create characters that users can interact with and earn points by completing challenges.
Sounds exciting. What kind of challenges do you have in mind?
Well, for starters, we can create mini-games that test users' vocabulary and grammar skills. And as they progress, they can unlock new levels with more challenging games and quests.
I love it. We can also incorporate game mechanics like time limits, power-ups, and leaderboards to make it more competitive.
Yes, and maybe we could even add a feature where users can earn rewards by completing tasks, like customizing their own avatar or earning badges.
That's a great idea. We should definitely add that.
I'm pumped about this partnership. Let's make this app the best language learning app out there.
Agreed. It's going to be a challenge, but with our skills combined, we can do anything. Plus, we'll have fun doing it.
Yeah, it's amazing how work can be fun when you're doing what you love.
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe we'll even learn a new language or two.
Haha, let's not get ahead of ourselves. But you're right, it's never too late to learn something new. Alright, let's get to work. Hey B, have you seen the latest update on the project we're working on?
No, I haven't. What is it?
Well, the client requested some changes to the design, so we have to make some adjustments.
I see. We'll need a new plan then.
Exactly. I was thinking we could brainstorm some new ideas during our lunch break today.
Sounds like a plan. Speaking of lunch, have you tried that new sushi place down the street?
I haven't, but I've heard good things about it. Maybe we should check it out today.
That's a great idea. I'll bring my appetite and some ideas for the project.
Perfect. And don't forget to bring your wallet too.
Don't worry, I won't let you pay for me this time.
Haha, I appreciate that. We can split the bill.
Sounds good to me. By the way, have you seen the new coffee machine in the break room?
I have. It's a lifesaver for mornings like this.
No kidding. I think I've already had 3 cups today.
Be careful, or you'll be bouncing off the walls.
Too late. I'm already feeling the caffeine buzz.
Well, let's channel that energy into coming up with some awesome ideas for this project.
You got it. I'm ready to brainstorm. And eat sushi.
And drink coffee. Let's do this. Hi there. I'm A food blogger. Nice to meet you.
Hi A. Nice to meet you too. I'm B, a travel industry professional.
So, I hear we're here in Guangdong exploring the food culture of Chaozhou. What have you discovered so far?
Well, I've tried some delicious dim sum and the famous Chaozhou beef ball soup. How about you?
Oh, I tried the braised goose and the Chaozhou-style steamed fish. They were both amazing.
That sounds awesome. What was your favorite out of the two?
Definitely the steamed fish. The flavors were so delicate and the texture was just right.
I'll have to try that when we hit up a restaurant later. By the way, have you tried any local snacks or desserts here?
Yes, I tried these crispy taro cakes and these glutinous rice balls with red bean paste filling. They were both sweet and satisfying.
Yum. I'll have to check those out too. Have you learned anything interesting about the food culture here?
Yes, I heard that Chaozhou cuisine is all about preserving the original flavors of the ingredients and emphasizing the use of fresh and seasonal ingredients.
That's really interesting. I'm learning so much about the local food and culture here.
Yeah, me too. Makes me want to come back and explore more of the food scene in Chaozhou. Hi there, B. It's exciting to be here in these hills, exploring the geological wonders.
Hey, good to see you too. I'm always up for an adventure, especially in such beautiful surroundings.
Absolutely. Take a look at these rock formations. They are incredible.
They are indeed. How long do you think it took for these hills to form?
According to our studies, it took about several thousand years for this kind of formation to occur.
Wow, it's amazing what nature can do over time. What else have you discovered during your research?
Well, we've also found some fossils that date back millions of years, suggesting that this area was once covered by water.
That's fascinating. I love learning about the history of the planet. Thank you for sharing that with me.
You're welcome. It's always a pleasure to share knowledge and explore with someone who appreciates the significance of our findings.
I couldn't agree more, hey. This is a fantastic experience, and I'm grateful to be here.
Likewise, B, shall we continue our exploration and see what else we can discover?
Yes, let's. I have a feeling we'll find more geological marvels that will take our breath away.
Hey B, have you heard about the ISO 27001 encryption key?
Yeah, I have. Do you know what it is?
Of course. It's a security standard that sets requirements for managing encryption keys.
Interesting. So, what are the benefits of implementing it?
Well, for starters, it ensures that all sensitive data is kept secure and prevents unauthorized access.
That sounds essential for any company that needs to keep their data private.
Exactly. And it also helps with compliance to data protection regulations.
Got it. So, what do you need to consider when choosing an encryption key?
One important factor is the length of the key. The longer the key, the more secure the data will be.
Good point. And what about the algorithm used for encryption?
The algorithm should be strong enough to prevent attackers from figuring out the key.
Okay, so how often should encryption keys be changed?
It depends on the level of security required and the sensitivity of the data. But generally, it's recommended to change keys every few months.
That's good to know. So, what happens if the encryption key is lost or compromised?
If that happens, the data it was protecting will be at risk. So, it's important to have a plan in place to minimize damage and recover the key if possible.
Makes sense. And are there any specific tools or software needed to implement ISO 27001 encryption key?
Yes, there are various software options available that can help manage and secure encryption keys.
Looks like we have a lot to consider when it comes to implementing ISO 27001 encryption key.
Indeed. But it's definitely worth it for the added security and peace of mind.
Agreed. Thanks for the informative chat, A.
Anytime, B. Let's keep discussing ways to keep our data safe and secure. Hi B, it's great to be working with you on this project.
Yes, it is exciting to be working on automating the software deployment process at our insurance company.
Definitely, automation will help reduce errors and processing time. So, what is your approach to implement it?
First, we need to identify the right tools and processes to suit our organization's requirements. And then we need to integrate them into our software testing, packaging, and deployment system.
That sounds like a plan. I'm glad you are considering the unique needs of our company.
Indeed, we need to make sure the automation process does not create any glitches or security breaches while deploying our software.
Plus, we need to make sure our team is trained on how to use these tools and processes effectively.
Absolutely. We will also need to monitor the entire process to ensure everything is running smoothly.
Monitoring will help us catch any issues early and minimize the impact on our customers.
Exactly. I think with this approach, we can streamline our software deployment process and improve our overall efficiency.
I agree. I'm looking forward to seeing the results of our effort. Thanks for working with me, B.
Thank you too. It's always a pleasure working with a skilled software engineer like you, A.
Good morning, B. How are you doing today?
Good morning, A. I'm doing well, thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm doing great, thanks. So, I heard you're interested in using technology in your classroom?
Yes, I've been looking for ways to make my lessons more engaging and interactive for my students.
That's a great idea. Have you tried using educational apps or online tools?
I've used a few, but I'm not sure which ones are the best. Do you have any recommendations?
Sure. There are many great resources out there. For example, Kahoot is a fun and interactive quiz platform that students love.
Oh, I've heard of Kahoot. It sounds like a great way to review material.
Definitely. And have you thought about using virtual reality in your lessons?
Virtual reality? That sounds complicated. Can you give me an example of how I could use it?
Sure. You could take your students on a virtual field trip to explore different ecosystems or historical landmarks.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I'm definitely interested in learning more about that.
I'm glad to hear it. And if you ever have any questions or need help with technology, feel free to ask me.
Thank you, A. I appreciate your expertise and support.
No problem, B. We're both here for the same reason, to help students learn and grow. Hi B, have you washed your hands yet? Dinner will be ready soon.
Yes, Mom. I've washed them twice already. What's for dinner tonight?
We're having salmon and asparagus for tonight. Dad and I went to the fish market and bought some really fresh salmon.
Yum. That sounds delicious. Can I help with anything?
Sure, can you help peel the potatoes, please?
Of course. I'm a pro at peeling potatoes. Dad, how was work today?
Where are we going for vacation again?
Can we go to Hawaii, please? I want to surf and eat pineapple.
Laughing, we'll think about it. Now, help me set the table, you guys.
Mom, can I also set up the candles? I saw some really pretty ones in the living room.
Good idea, son. Let's make it a cozy dinner. Enough chatter, let's get cooking. Perfectly crispy on the outside, yet still juicy on the inside. Dinner is served. Good morning, B. How are you doing today?
I'm feeling great, A. How about you?
I'm doing well too. By the way, have you heard about the ISO 27001 information security policy?
Yes, I have. It sounds like a serious thing.
Yeah, it is, but do you know that it can also be fun?
Really? How's that possible?
Well, imagine playing a game where you have to protect a valuable secret. That's basically what the policy is all about.
I see what you mean. But shouldn't we be serious about it?
Of course, but that doesn't mean we can't have fun while we do it. It's all about finding a balance, you know?
That's true. And I bet knowing about the policy can also make us more cyber savvy.
Absolutely. It's always good to be familiar with these things, especially in this digital age.
All right, I'm sold. Let's make learning about the ISO 27001 a fun experience.
I like your attitude, B. Let's do it. And who knows, we might just become the ultimate secret protectors.
Haha, you never know. Let's get started.
Hi there. You must be the engineer from the Ocean Energy Company. I'm a local fisherman. Nice to meet you.
Hi A. It's great to meet you too. I'm B, and I'm curious to learn more about how we can work together to minimize the impact of ocean energy development on your fishing livelihood.
Well, we're concerned about the potential negative effects on fish migration patterns and breeding grounds, and we also worry about possible damage to our nets and lines.
I understand those concerns, and we're eager to work with you to mitigate any negative effects. For example, we can use underwater sonar to avoid sensitive areas and inform fishermen when it's safe to fish.
That's great to hear. It's important that we work together to protect the ocean and our livelihoods. We've been fishing here for generations, so it's a vital part of our culture and way of life.
Absolutely. Our company wants to respect and protect the environment as much as possible while also harnessing the energy of the ocean. It's a delicate balance, but with communication and collaboration, we can find solutions that work for everyone.
I agree. One more thing, though, we should also take into account the impact of the construction phase of ocean energy development. It could disrupt our fishing activities and cause noise pollution.
Yes. We can plan the construction schedule carefully and ensure that it doesn't coincide with the most important fishing times. As for the noise pollution, we can use sound barriers and other noise-reducing measures to minimize the impact.
Okay, that sounds fair. I think we're on the same page here. Thank you for coming to discuss these issues with us.
My pleasure, eh? It's been great to meet you and learn more about your concerns. Let's keep in touch so we can continue to work together on this important topic.
That sounds like a good plan. Thanks again, B. Have a safe trip back to your company.
Will do, eh? Have a good day and happy fishing.
Hey B, how was your tour today with the local guide on the Avalon Peninsula?
It was fantastic. Our guide was amazing and showed us so many cool spots.
That's awesome. Did you get to try any of the local food?
Yes, we tried some fresh seafood and it was delicious. Our guide took us to a restaurant that had a stunning view of the ocean.
Wow, sounds like a perfect meal with a perfect view.
It definitely was. We also went kayaking and found a secluded beach. It was so peaceful.
Oh, that sounds like an amazing experience. Did you take any pictures?
Yeah. Our guide even took some photos of us while we were kayaking. I can't wait to show them to my friends back home.
I'm sure they'll be jealous. Did you learn anything interesting about the history of the area?
Yes, our guide was full of knowledge and told us about the folklore of Avalon. It was fascinating to learn about the legends and myths of the area.
That's really cool. It sounds like you had a great time with your guide.
Absolutely. I'm already planning my next trip back to the Avalon Peninsula.
Well, you'll have to let me know and I'll join you next time. Good morning, sir. Your fruit seems so fresh and delicious.
Thank you, young man. Just picked them up this morning from our farm.
That explains the quality. But do you have any tips on how to sell fresh fruits like these?
Yes, indeed. The key is to let the customers sample them before they make a purchase.
That makes sense. How do you make sure the samples don't get mixed up?
We use toothpicks to mark every fruit that has been sampled. It's a good way to avoid confusion.
That's a great idea. What other strategies do you employ to attract customers?
Well, we keep our display neat and organized. People are more likely to buy if they see everything looking fresh and well presented.
I get your point. And how do you handle any complaints or issues that customers might have?
We listen to their concerns and try to reach a fair solution. It's important to treat every customer with respect and show them that their satisfaction matters.
That's very thoughtful. I can see why your business is thriving. Thank you for sharing these tips with me.
You're welcome. Remember, quality and customer service should always come first.
I'll keep that in mind. Have a great day ahead, sir.
You too, young man. Bye-bye.
Hey B, did you think about using natural language processing techniques to analyze user sentiment on our social media platform?
Yeah, I think it could be really useful in understanding how our users are feeling about our product.
Definitely. We could start by pulling data from user comments and posts to analyze word usage and connotations.
Yes, and then we could use the sentiment analysis algorithm to determine whether the overall sentiment of the text is positive, negative, or neutral.
Right. And we could even get more specific by analyzing tone, like identifying sarcasm or irony.
That's a great idea. We could also consider using topic modeling to organize user comments based on the topics being discussed.
Definitely. We could use that to categorize users' feedback, so we can identify the areas we need to improve on.
If we gather enough data, we could even train a machine learning model to predict user sentiment and automatically categorize comments.
That would be amazing. And that would save us a lot of time and resources in analyzing user feedback.
Agreed. But we need to be careful not to make subjective assumptions about user sentiment. It's important to ensure our algorithms are as accurate as possible.
Of course. We need to train our models on a diverse range of comments and use multiple algorithms to make sure we are getting reliable and trustworthy results.
That sounds like a good plan. Implementing all of these techniques will give us a much deeper understanding of how our users are feeling about our social media platform.
Absolutely. And with that knowledge, we can make more informed decisions on how to improve our product and better serve our users.
Couldn't agree more. We should definitely put this plan into action and start analyzing user sentiment as soon as possible.
Hi B, thank you for meeting me today. So, we need to design a secure network infrastructure for this government agency. Do you have any ideas?
Sure, we can start by implementing strong firewalls and encryption protocols to protect data in transit.
Sounds good. But what about phishing attacks? Shouldn't we educate the employees on how to identify and avoid them?
Absolutely. We can conduct regular cybersecurity training sessions and run simulations to ensure they are prepared for any potential breaches.
Great idea. What about if someone tries to physically access our server room?
We can install access controls and surveillance systems. No one gets in without proper authorization.
Good thinking. But what happens if someone manages to hack into our system?
We'll have a response plan in place. We'll isolate the affected areas and quickly patch any vulnerabilities.
I'm impressed. You really know your stuff. How long do you think it will take to implement all these measures?
It depends on the budget that we have. But with careful planning and execution, I believe we can have everything up and running within a year.
That's great news. Do you think we'll encounter any major obstacles while implementing this infrastructure?
Possibly. But we will monitor the system closely, respond to any incidents promptly, and continuously refine our security measures.
I have one more concern. What if we hire someone who turns out to be a security threat?
We'll conduct thorough background checks and screen all potential employees carefully. And, of course, we'll have policies in place to deal with any incidents.
It seems like we have thought of everything. I'm feeling much more confident now. Thanks for your time, B.
No problem. It's always a pleasure discussing security with someone who understands the importance of it.
Good morning, sir. My name is A, and I'm headed to Manila.
Good morning, A. My name is B, and I'm your taxi driver today. Hop on in and let's hit the road.
Thanks, sir. So, do you have any favorite spots in Manila?
Well, I do enjoy going to the Manila Baywalk. It's a great place to relax by the water.
That sounds lovely. I've heard that the traffic in Manila can be pretty bad. How do you cope with it?
Yes. The infamous Manila traffic. Well, I've learned to take deep breaths and put on some good music to keep me calm.
Huh. That's a good strategy. Do you have any favorite music that keeps you sane during traffic?
I'm a big fan of classic rock. There's nothing like listening to some Led Zeppelin to get me through the bumper-to-bumper madness.
Nice. I love classic rock too. So, have you always been a taxi driver, sir?
No, actually. I used to work as an accountant, but I found that I enjoy meeting new people on the road. It's a great way to learn about different cultures.
Well, you certainly seem to know a lot about Manila. Do you have any tips for first-time visitors?
Definitely check out the street food. Manila is famous for its delicious food carts. And make sure to visit the historic sites like Intramuros and Rizal Park.
Thanks for the great advice, sir. We're almost there, right?
Yes, we are. Here's your stop. Enjoy your time in Manila, A.
Thank you for the safe and enjoyable ride, B. I'll definitely keep your tips in mind. Take care. Hey there, B. How are you feeling today?
Hey, A. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm fantastic, thanks for asking. So, what brings you here to our lovely beauty salon?
I heard you're the best in the business when it comes to beautifying hair, so I had to come see for myself.
Laughs, I can't promise I'm the best, but I can definitely make you look and feel like $1,000,000. What kind of treatment are you interested in?
How about a hair spa session? I heard it's amazing for revitalizing hair.
Excellent choice. We use only the finest products that will give your hair the nourishment it deserves. Sit back, relax, and let me work my magic.
Close his eyes and takes deep breath. This feels amazing. Your hands are like magic wands.
Chuckles, thank you, B. I can already see the difference in the texture and shine of your hair. You're going to love the end result.
I already do. So, have you always been interested in being a beautician?
Actually, I stumbled into this industry by accident. I was looking for a part-time job during college and ended up working at a salon. I fell in love with the process of making people feel good about themselves.
That's awesome. It's always inspiring to see someone do what they love. Okay, time for the big reveal. Opens eyes.
Shows B the mirror, what do you think?
Gasps, wow, my hair looks amazing. You truly worked magic on my locks.
I'm so glad you like it, B. Remember to take good care of it with the products we recommend. And come back anytime you need another dose of pampering.
You can count on it. Thanks again, A.
Hey B, have you heard about the recent DDoS attacks on some of the big websites?
Yes, I have. It seems like we can never be too careful with our online security.
Definitely. That's why I was thinking we should hire a security engineer like yourself to help us prevent those attacks.
Well, I'm flattered, but I'm actually a network security expert. But don't worry, we can still work together to protect our company.
Great. So, what are some of the measures we can take to prevent DDoS attacks?
Well, we can start by implementing firewalls and intrusion detection systems, as well as using load balancers to distribute traffic evenly.
That sounds like a lot of work. Can't we just ask our IT guy to take care of it?
Unfortunately, it's not that simple. It requires constant monitoring and updating to stay ahead of attackers.
Wow, I guess we really need someone like you to keep us safe.
Don't worry, I've got your back. With my expertise and your company's commitment to security, we can prevent DDoS attacks and keep our online presence secure.
That's a relief. Thanks for your help, B.
No problem, hey. It's what I'm here for. Just remember, security is everyone's responsibility.
Hey, have you heard of ISO 27001 password policy?
Of course, everyone in the IT industry should know about it.
Okay, don't show off your knowledge. Can you explain it to me for the 5th time?
Essentially, it's a set of guidelines to create a strong password for secure access to systems and data.
I see. So, what constitutes a strong password?
The policy outlines a number of factors such as length, complexity, and how often it should be changed.
Wait, what's wrong with my password 123?
Everything. You might as well paint a target on your computer for hackers.
Oh no, I didn't realize that. So, what should I do?
You can start by using a passphrase instead of a single word. For example, Ilaveprogramingen candy.
That's a bit long, isn't it?
No pain, no gain. What else matters in life other than the safety of our data?
Can't argue with that. So, how often should we change our password according to the policy?
It's recommended to change it every 90 days for enhanced security measures.
Ugh, sounds like a hassle.
It's better than having someone else take over your account and steal every piece of valuable information.
Very true. Hey, what do you think about adding special characters and numbers to the passphrase?
Definitely a good idea. It makes it even harder for someone to guess your password.
What about something like P at SSW0RD?
Nope. Too simple and commonly used.
Dang it. I thought I was being clever.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but we need to be more creative.
I see. Well, I'll go back and change my password now. Thanks for the tips, B.
Anytime, hey, stay safe out there.
Good evening, sir. May I see your boarding pass and passport, please?
Sure thing. Here you go.
Thank you. Are you traveling alone?
Yes, I am.
Alrighty, please place your carry-on luggage on the scale to check the weight.
Oh, no. I think it's a bit heavy.
Don't worry. We just need to adjust it a little bit. There we go. All set.
Phew. Thanks for the help.
No problem at all. Would you like a window or aisle seat?
Window, please.
There you go. Your seat number is 15A.
Great. Is it a full flight today?
Yes, it is. But don't worry, you'll have a nice view from your window seat.
Awesome. I love watching the world go by from up above.
Me too. I'm a pilot myself.
Wow, that's amazing. Can you fly this plane we're boarding?
Haha, not this one specifically. But I've flown many others like it.
You must have seen some incredible views then.
Absolutely. Flying over the Grand Canyon is one of my favorite sights.
Oh, I can only imagine. Anyway, thank you for your help with everything.
It was my pleasure. Have a safe and enjoyable flight. Hey there, B. How's it going?
Hey, I'm doing pretty well, thanks. How about you?
Can't complain. Just been busy with work lately.
Speaking of work, I wanted to chat with you about some ideas I had for improving our testing process.
Sure, shoot away.
Okay, well first off, I was thinking we could implement more automated testing.
I like that idea. It'll definitely save us some time and effort.
Exactly. And I think we could also benefit from doing more exploratory testing.
Oh, interesting. Can you explain more about what that entails?
It's basically when we approach testing more creatively and less rigidly. It can help us catch bugs we might not have thought to look for otherwise.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that could definitely make a big difference.
Another thing we could try is crowd testing. Have you heard of that before?
Not really, no.
It's when we use a large group of external testers to try out our software and provide feedback.
Huh, that sounds pretty cool. Do we have the resources for something like that, though?
I think so. And I think it could be really beneficial in terms of getting a wider range of perspectives on our software.
Yeah, I can see how that would be valuable. Anything else you had in mind?
Actually, yes. I think we should also make more of an effort to incorporate testing earlier in the development process.
That's a good point. Catching issues earlier on would definitely save us some headaches down the line.
Exactly. And ultimately, all of these changes would help us deliver better software to our customers.
I agree. Thanks for bringing these ideas up, B. I think we should definitely start exploring them further.
Absolutely. And thanks for being open to the suggestions.
Good morning. Can you take me to the Red Square, please?
Good morning, sir. Of course, the Red Square is a beautiful place to visit. How was your trip to Moscow so far?
It's been great. I've been exploring the city and trying the local food. I had the best borscht soup yesterday.
Oh, borscht soup is a staple in Russian cuisine. Have you tried any other dishes?
Yes, I also had pelmeni and blini. They were both delicious.
Sounds like you're enjoying yourself. What places have you visited in Moscow?
I've been to the St. Basil's Cathedral, the Kremlin, and the Bolshoi Theater.
Wow, those are some iconic landmarks. Did you know that St. Basil's Cathedral was actually built in the 16th century?
I had heard that. It's amazing that it's still standing after all these years.
Definitely. You should also check out the metro next. It's one of the most beautiful subways in the world.
I'll make sure to add it to my list. By the way, do you have any music recommendations from Russia?
Yes, I highly recommend listening to Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture and Rachmaninoff's Piano Concerto No. 2. They're both classical masterpieces.
Thanks, I'll check them out. We're almost at the Red Square. Thank you for the ride and the recommendations.
You're welcome, sir. Enjoy the rest of your stay in Moscow.
Hey B. How's it going?
Not too bad, eh? How about you?
I'm good, thanks for asking. So, I heard we're working on a new blockchain project. What's the scoop?
Yeah, we're developing a decentralized application for supply chain management. We're aiming to make it more transparent and trustworthy.
Interesting. Have you considered using any specific blockchain protocol or framework?
We're leaning towards Ethereum at the moment, but we're open to exploring other options too. Personally, I like Hyperledger Fabric.
Right. Ethereum has a lot of momentum, but Hyperledger Fabric definitely has its strengths too. It depends on the specific use case.
Exactly. One thing we're trying to figure out is how to ensure the authenticity of the information stored on the blockchain.
That's always a challenge with distributed ledger technology. Have you thought about using zero-knowledge proofs or some other form of cryptography?
We've been looking into those options, but they can be a bit complex to implement. We're also considering using a trusted execution environment like Intel SGX.
Interesting. I haven't worked with SGX before, but I've heard good things about it. Do you think it could be a good fit for our use case?
It definitely has potential. But there are some drawbacks to using SGX as well, like limited scalability and high overhead.
Yeah, I can see how that could be an issue. Have you thought about using off-chain solutions like sidechains or state channels?
We're considering those as well. They can definitely help with scalability and transaction throughput. But we also need to make sure they don't compromise the security of the system.
Totally. Security is always the top priority when it comes to blockchain. What about consensus algorithms? Have you decided on one yet?
We're currently testing different consensus mechanisms in our dev environment. POW, POS, and DPoS are all on the table.
Got it. POW can be really secure, but it's also energy intensive. POS and DPoS are more energy efficient, but they have their own set of trade-offs.
Yeah, we're still weighing the pros and cons of each. But we're leaning towards POS at the moment.
Cool. It'll be interesting to see how all of these pieces come together. Do you have any timelines in mind for the project?
We're aiming to have a minimum viable product ready in around 6 months. But of course, that's subject to change based on how the development process goes.
That's reasonable. It definitely sounds like an ambitious project, but also an exciting one. Looking forward to seeing how it turns out.
Absolutely. It's been great chatting with you, eh? Let's catch up again soon.
Same to you, B. Take care. Hi there, I noticed you're from the logistics company. What brings you to the fish port today?
Hi. Yes, I'm a logistics specialist. I'm looking for ways to improve our transportation services for fish and seafood.
That's great. We're always looking for ways to improve our operations as well. What ideas do you have?
Well, one thing we could do is improve the packaging of the fish. That way, they won't get damaged during transport.
That's a good point. We could also use better containers for transportation, like insulated boxes, to keep the fish fresh.
Yes, that's definitely a good idea. We could also provide specialized trucks to ensure that the fish are transported quickly and efficiently.
That's something we've been looking into as well. We want to make sure that the fish are delivered as quickly as possible to keep them fresh and minimize waste.
Another thing we could do is implement a tracking system to keep track of each shipment in real time. That way, we can provide our customers with up-to-date information about their delivery.
Yes, that would be very helpful. We could also work together to establish a better communication system to ensure that everything runs smoothly.
Absolutely. We want to work with you to provide the best possible service to our customers. It's always great to collaborate with other professionals in the industry.
I agree. It's important to work together to improve the transportation of goods and bring more business to the port.
Definitely. We appreciate your willingness to work with us. We're excited to see the improvements we can make together.
Likewise. Let's keep in touch and continue brainstorming ways to better serve our mutual customers.
Sounds good to me. Thank you for your time today.
Hey, have you heard about coral reef conservation and restoration? It's such an interesting topic.
Yeah, I have. I've been reading a lot about it lately. Did you know that coral reefs are some of the most diverse ecosystems in the world?
Absolutely. They're also vital to marine life and essential to our ocean's health.
Definitely. It's incredible to see how much effort goes into coral reef conservation and restoration. Have you seen any success stories?
Yes, I have. Did you know that the Great Barrier Reef has been seeing great improvements thanks to ongoing restoration efforts?
That's amazing. I also heard about a project called coral gardening where they grow coral in nurseries and then transplant them into damaged reefs.
Yes. That's a great way to aid in the restoration process. It's like planting trees, but for the ocean.
Exactly. And it's not just about repairing the reefs that have been damaged, it's also about preventing further damage.
Agreed. We need to be more aware of pollution and overfishing, which can damage coral reefs and their surrounding ecosystems.
Definitely. It's everyone's responsibility to help protect and restore coral reefs. Plus, it's so rewarding to see the positive impact of our actions.
Absolutely. I think more education and awareness of this issue could really help inspire people to take action and make a difference.
You're right. We should spread the word and encourage others to get involved. After all, the health of our oceans is crucial to the health of our entire planet.
Hey there. Have you heard about the digitalization of information security?
Oh yeah, I've been hearing a lot about it lately. What's up with that?
Well, it basically means that companies are now going completely digital with their security systems. It's faster and more efficient.
Really? But won't that make it easier for hackers to breach their systems?
The thing is, digital security systems have come a long way. They're more advanced now and can detect even the slightest breach attempts.
I guess that makes sense. But what about human error? People can still make mistakes, right?
Of course, people make mistakes all the time, but there are measures in place to prevent that. For instance, companies can limit access to sensitive information to only the people who really need it.
Ah, that sounds good. Do you think we'll be seeing more companies embracing digital security anytime soon?
Definitely. It's the way of the future. Plus, in a digital age, it's becoming increasingly important to protect our data.
Yeah, I agree. It's just really alarming how much personal information we put out there on the internet.
That's why digital security is so important. It helps protect our information from falling into the wrong hands.
Right. Well, I sure hope companies get on board with it soon. I don't want my information getting into the hands of some shady characters.
I hear ya. But with digital security, we can rest a little bit easier knowing that our information is that much more secure.
That's true. I sure am glad that technology is advancing to keep us safe.
Me too. It's a brave new world out there, but digital security is helping to keep us all protected. Good morning, B. How are you doing today?
Good morning, A. I'm doing great, thanks for asking. And how about yourself?
I'm doing well too, thanks. So, yesterday I took a quick glance at our sales figures for the month. Looks like we're up by 10% compared to last month.
Wow, that's great news. I bet our team's hard work is paying off.
Definitely. And speaking of hard work, I heard you helped with the team building event last week. How did it go?
It was a lot of fun. We had games, food, and drinks. I think it really brought the team together.
That's fantastic. I'm glad everyone had a good time. So, moving on to business, have you finished that project for our new client yet?
Yes, I have. I just sent it to you this morning. Let me know if there's anything you want me to change.
Great, I'll take a look at it as soon as possible. So, what are your plans for the weekend?
Actually, I'm thinking of checking out a new restaurant that just opened up in town. Have you heard of it?
Which one is it?
It's called The Hungry Bear. They specialize in burgers and milkshakes.
That sounds delicious. Maybe I'll join you. Oh, and don't forget, we have the staff meeting on Monday at 10 a.m.
Right, I won't forget. Thanks for reminding me.
No problem at all. All right, let's get back to work. Thanks for the update on the project, B.
You're welcome, A. Have a great day.
Hi there. I've got a delivery for the restaurant. Great, it's still hot and fresh from the steamer. It smells amazing. Do you mind if I take one? Takes a bite, this is really good. What's in it? Wow, I can definitely see why it's popular. Is there anything else you would recommend? I can't wait to try them on my next visit. How long have you been working here? That's fantastic to hear. It's always nice to have a positive working environment. Have you had much experience with dim sum before? That's really interesting. I'm always fascinated by different cultures and their food. Well, I better get going. It was really nice chatting with you. I definitely will. You too. Bye. Hi there. I see you are looking at some big data related books. Are you a data scientist or a machine learning engineer?
Hey, I'm actually a machine learning engineer. What about you?
Oh, that's cool. I'm a data scientist, working in the education sector. I'm interested in how we can use big data to analyze student learning behavior.
Wow, that sounds really interesting. What kind of data do you analyze?
Well, we collect data such as student attendance, test scores, and even their browsing history on the school's website. With this data, we can develop a deeper understanding of how students are engaging with their courses.
That's really cool. Have you seen any interesting patterns in the data so far?
Yes. For example, we found that students who attend class regularly tend to score higher on exams. This may seem obvious, but it's good to have the data to support it.
That's really interesting. As a machine learning engineer, how can I contribute to your work?
Well, we could definitely use your help with developing predictive models to identify students who are at risk of falling behind or dropping out.
That sounds like a great idea. Do you use any specific tools or programs for your analysis?
Yes, we primarily use Python and R for data analysis, and tools such as Hadoop and Spark for big data processing. Do you have any experience with these?
Yes, I have experience with both Python and Spark. I can definitely help out with the analysis.
That would be fantastic. It's great when different fields can come together to solve problems using big data.
I agree. It's amazing what insights we can glean from analyzing large amounts of data.
Definitely. And it's exciting to know that we can make a real difference in improving student outcomes by using data analysis.
Absolutely. So how do we get started?
Well, we can start by looking at some sample data sets and brainstorming ways to analyze them. I'll send you an email later with some ideas.
Sounds like a plan. Looking forward to it.
Hey, bartender. Are you ready for tonight's rush? Great to hear that. We've got some great orders coming in. I hope you're ready for some wild and crazy concoctions. How about we make some spicy chicken wings with your hottest martini to go with it? That's what I like to hear. And while you're at it, how about a classic old-fashioned to pair with our famous steak? Excellent. And let's throw in some caramelized apples for dessert too. How about we pair that with a sweet lemon tart cocktail? You always know how to create magic behind the bar. I can't wait to see our guests' reactions. Absolutely. We make a great team. Let's do this. Hi there, B. I heard we're brainstorming on how to design an engaging online art exhibit. What do you think we should focus on?
Hey, A. Yes, that's correct. I think we should start by choosing a theme that resonates with our audience. Something visually appealing and relevant.
Absolutely. I was thinking we could also incorporate interactive elements like virtual tours or even incorporate augmented reality.
Great ideas, hey. We could also add a feature that allows users to purchase limited edition prints or even bid in online auctions for certain pieces.
Yes, that's a brilliant idea. I was also thinking it'd be a good idea to have an educational component that teaches visitors about art history and techniques.
Definitely. And we could even add a forum for discussion where users can interact with artists and critics about the artwork.
Perfect. By the way, have you thought about incorporating a behind-the-scenes section where users could see the artist's process and work in progress?
Love it. We could even have a blog to accompany the exhibit, featuring interviews with artists and highlighting special events.
Wow, this is starting to sound amazing. I think we're on the right track to designing an immersive and comprehensive art exhibit.
Agreed. We just need to make sure the user experience is seamless and easy to navigate. And of course, visually stunning.
Yes, and we should optimize for mobile devices as well. Accessibility is key. Alright then, let's get started on the wireframes and prototypes.
Sounds like a plan, hey. This is going to be so much fun.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you enjoying your time here at the mall?
Yes, I am. There are so many stores to explore.
That's great to hear. My job is to ensure that everyone stays safe and secure while shopping.
I appreciate your hard work. Have there been any security issues lately?
Not really, but we did recently catch a shoplifter trying to steal a pair of shoes.
Wow. You guys are like superheroes. Did you have to chase the thief down?
No, he wasn't very fast. I think he just got a little too confident.
Well, I'm glad you guys are here to protect us. It's nice to feel safe while shopping.
It's our pleasure. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Actually, do you know where the nearest restroom is?
Sure, just go down the hall and take a left. You can't miss it.
Thanks a lot. You guys are really helpful.
No problem at all. Do you need any suggestions on where to grab a bite to eat?
Yes, please. I could really use a snack.
Well, there's a new sandwich place that just opened up on the second floor. I hear they make great paninis.
Sounds delicious. I'll have to check it out. Thanks for the tip.
Anytime, sir. Enjoy the rest of your shopping trip. Hey there. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks. What brings you here?
I wanted to pick your brain about something. I've been working on improving our company's customer service chatbots, and I was wondering if you could help me out.
Of course. I specialize in natural language processing, so I might have some ideas for you.
Awesome. So, as you know, our chatbots are a bit robotic and not very personable. I was hoping you could help me figure out some ways to make them more human-like.
Sure thing. We'll need to incorporate some context awareness and common knowledge to help with that. Additionally, we should work on making the responses more personal and not sound like canned responses.
That's a great point. Sometimes it feels like there's a lack of understanding on the bot's side. How can we improve that?
Well, one option is to incorporate intent recognition so the bot can respond more accurately to customer inquiries. Another approach is to use topic clustering to group related questions and answers.
Those are both fantastic suggestions. What about sentiment analysis? Can that be utilized to create a more empathetic experience?
Absolutely. We can use sentiment analysis to detect negative emotions and provide appropriate responses to customers. By doing so, we can create a more personalized and empathetic experience.
That's exactly what we're looking for. Do you have any examples of chatbots with great natural language processing?
Sure. Take a look at the chatbots developed by Clarabridge and LivePerson. They both use natural language understanding to provide human-like interactions with customers.
Those are great references. Thanks so much for your input. I'm really excited to get started on integrating these improvements into our chatbots.
No problem, always happy to help. Best of luck with your project.
Hey there. Beautiful day, isn't it?
Yes, it looks like the perfect day to discuss our music production plan.
Absolutely. I'm excited to hear your ideas.
Great. So, I was thinking we could start by brainstorming some new sounds to incorporate in our music.
Sounds good. What kind of sounds were you thinking about?
Well, maybe we could try using more unique instruments like the harmonica or the sitar.
That's interesting. I play the harmonica, so I could contribute to that part of the production.
Awesome. Also, I thought we could experiment with some electronic effects to give our music a modern twist.
That could definitely make our music stand out. Have you thought about any specific effects to use?
Yes, I was thinking about using some reverb and delay to create a more dreamy and ethereal atmosphere.
I like it. We can definitely add that to our production plan.
Another idea I had was to collaborate with a rapper or singer to add some vocal features to our music.
That's a great idea. Do you have anyone in mind?
Actually, there's a local artist I've been following on social media who I think would be a great fit for our music.
Nice. Let's reach out to them and see if they're interested in collaborating.
Sounds like a plan. What about our album artwork? Do you have any ideas for that?
Yes, actually I've been sketching some designs that incorporate elements of nature and the beach since that's where we are.
I love that. Nature-themed artwork would be perfect for our music.
Great. It sounds like we have a solid plan in place. Can't wait to get started.
Same here. I have a feeling this is going to be our best production yet.
Wow, this is so exciting. Exploring the wilderness of Tasmania is a dream come true.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Tasmania is truly a beautiful place for hiking and climbing.
I have to admit, I'm a bit nervous. I've never gone climbing before.
No worries, we'll start with some easy hikes and work our way up gradually. You'll be a pro in no time.
That sounds reassuring. What's the plan for today?
Today, we'll be hiking up to Cradle Mountain. It's a scenic 12 kilometers hike, and we'll get to see amazing views of Dove Lake from the top.
That sounds like a challenge, but I'm up for it. What should I bring with me?
You'll need some sturdy hiking boots, a backpack with water and snacks, and warm layers. Tasmania's weather can be unpredictable, so it's better to be prepared.
Got it, thanks for the tip. What kind of wildlife can we expect to see on the hike?
You might see wallabies, echidnas, and maybe even a Tasmanian devil if we're lucky. Just remember to keep a safe distance and not disturb their habitats.
I'll make sure to bring my camera to capture all the wildlife and scenery we encounter.
That's a great idea, but don't forget to enjoy the moment as well. Hiking is not just about taking pictures, it's about experiencing the beauty of nature.
Absolutely, I'm ready to immerse myself in this adventure. Let's go conquer Cradle Mountain.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
Hi there. So, as a software tester, I always prioritize ensuring the security of the application. Can you give me some tips on how to do that?
Sure. First of all, it's essential to perform thorough testing before deployment. You should cover all possible security scenarios, assess the application's weaknesses, and identify potential hacks.
That makes sense. But isn't it hard to keep up with new security threats and vulnerabilities all the time?
Yes, it can be challenging to stay up to date on the latest security risks. However, there are plenty of resources available online that can help you keep informed.
Great. Do you think it's necessary to have a dedicated security team just for testing purposes?
Well, it depends on the application's complexity and the level of security required. If it's a simple app, then the testers can perform security testing. However, for more complex apps, a dedicated team will be better.
What are some common security weaknesses to watch out for?
There are many common vulnerabilities such as SQL injections, cross-site scripting, and authorization flaws. It's essential to know how to detect and prevent them.
Okay, thank you for the information. Should we use automated testing or manual testing for security testing?
It's always best to have a balance of both. Automated testing is great for detecting known vulnerabilities, while manual testing is essential for the more nuanced ones.
Do you have any suggestions for tools that can help with security testing?
Certainly. There are many tools available, such as Burp Suite for web application testing, Wireshark for network testing, and NMAP for vulnerability scanning.
Those sound quite helpful. Thanks for your recommendations. By the way, have you ever encountered any funny security issues in your work?
Laughs. Actually, yes. One time, we found out that the password for a critical system was password 1.
Laughs, that's funny and concerning at the same time. Well, this has been an insightful conversation. Thank you for your time and tips.
Not a problem. Good luck with your testing.
Good morning and welcome to our bank. How may I assist you today?
Hi there. Yes, I'm looking to apply for a loan for my small business.
Great. Our bank offers a variety of loan options. Can you tell me a bit more about your business?
Sure. I run a small bakery, and I'd like to expand my product line and upgrade some of our equipment.
That sounds exciting. How long have you been in business?
We've been open for about 2 years now, and we've been steadily growing our customer base.
Excellent. Let's talk about the loan amount you're interested in. What is your budget for this project?
I'm thinking around $20,000.
Okay, And what is your estimated timeline for paying back the loan?
I'm hoping to pay it off within 3 years.
Got it. Let me just check your credit score and income to make sure we can offer you the best rate available.
Sounds good. I've been working hard to maintain a good credit score.
It looks like you're in good shape. Your income and credit score meet our requirements for this loan. Let's go ahead and start the application process.
Thank you so much for your help. I'm really excited about the potential for my business.
Of course. We're happy to help support your goals. Do you have any questions about loan terms or repayment options?
Not right now, everything sounds good so far.
Great. I'll just need a few pieces of information from you to complete the application. We'll be in touch within a few days to let you know if you've been approved.
Thank you again. I feel like I'm in good hands with your bank.
You're welcome. It's our pleasure to assist you with your financial needs. Have a great day. Hey B, how's it going? I heard we need to work on optimizing the user interface for our smartphones.
Yeah, we definitely do. Do you have any ideas?
Well, I was thinking we could simplify the navigation and make it more intuitive for users.
That's a great idea. We could also add some visual cues to guide users through the different functions.
Absolutely. And we should make sure that the fonts and colors are consistent throughout the interface.
Good point. We could also incorporate some user feedback to see what improvements they would like to see.
Speaking of user feedback, have you seen the latest customer reviews?
Yeah, some of them are pretty brutal. But it's all constructive criticism, right?
Definitely. It's important that we listen to our customers and give them what they want.
Totally agree. Do you think we should focus more on the home screen or the individual app interfaces?
I think we should start with the home screen first and then work our way into the apps.
That makes sense. We could also add some customizable shortcuts for users to access their most used apps.
Great idea. And we should make sure that the search function is easy to find and use.
Yes, and we should also incorporate some voice-activated features for hands-free usage.
I like where this is going. We're going to make the best smartphone interface ever.
Haha, that's the spirit. Let's get to work.
Hello B, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you. How about you?
I'm doing well. So, what are we working on today?
We're working on improving our language models for machine learning. Have you made any progress on that front?
Yes, actually. I tried using some new data sets, and it seems to have improved accuracy.
That's great to hear. What kind of data sets did you use?
I tried using data from social media and user reviews, as they contain a lot of casual language and slang.
Interesting. I was thinking of using data from more formal sources like news articles and academic papers.
That's a good idea too. Perhaps we could combine both approaches for a more comprehensive language model.
Yes, that sounds like a great plan. We can call it the Slangademic Language Model.
Haha, I like the name. It's catchy and conveys the idea.
Thank you. I'm patting myself on the back for that one.
Well, let's get to work on improving our Slangademic language model. Who knows, we might just revolutionize the field of natural language processing.
That's the spirit. Let's get to it.